Get unlimited data for $40 a month when you bring your own phone. Stop wishing, start switching.
You want a Diet Coke from McDonald's for breakfast, but think it's too early. And then you realize it isn't, because it's the never too early for a soft drink deal. Any size soft drinks are always $1, only on the McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu.
Prices and participation may vary.
And this one is Polly, and that's Nick, and there's Danny.
Did you name each of your fleet cars?
Yep, this is my workforce, my best performers.
Can you name one after me?
Let's see how you do.
Introducing Nissan Business Advantage, a one-stop-shop fleet program with nationwide support and a full lineup to choose from. Plus, with only 2 vehicles, any business can qualify. The new Nissan Business Advantage. All your fleet needs, from vans to sedans. Learn more at nissanusa.com.
Some teams work best in chaos.
Only 2 vehicles, any business
Some teams
can qualify.
keep it
The
classy.
new Nissan Business Advantage.
And
All
some
your fleet
teams
needs,
get
from
in the
vans to
zone in
sedans.
silence.
Learn more at Nissan.
Different teams have different work styles, and Monday.com Work OS fits all of them. With Monday.com, you can create the perfect workflow for any process or project. It connects with all the tools you already work with, and it's so easy to use that your team will actually use it. So go to Monday.com/try to start your free trial today.
Really hard, and I had 7 posters on my fingers from shopping from this man. But just that son.
I was so depressed. You went into old fashioned way. You didn't have any effort.
My dad came out of the wall with color.
And I didn't realize how quickly Charlie eats it. Anyway, she's done before everybody goes else.
This project is cool. It's obvious.
I am sure racist. That's his thing. Slow cancer. It's like she went in there and she's eating his food while he's taking up his wife.
So that for her fast. A few more hours. Just so we did right here, we keep me up almost an hour.
When he tries to want to children's exposure to pop culture, it's great.
They have no friends, that's fine. They live on I went to park all that. They have no friends. They're 10 miles away from the closest park. They have 55 acres.
Get unlimited data for $40 a month plus a free phone. Stop wishing, start switching.
Your friend asks for one of your fries.
Just one, I promise.
So you say, sure, have a fry, but they take at least 7 fries.
Thank you.
Because it's never really just one fry, is it, meal? There's a meal for every moment on the McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu. Get all your favorite items like the McDouble, small fries, 4-piece chicken McNuggets, and McChicken for just a few bucks.
Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any offer or combo meal.
What's going on, guys? We're going to get started. All right, enough of that. That's my new jam. I like the quartet. So I was listening to this morning. Let's set everything up. How was everybody's Tuesday? I know if you guys were on Sunday's Zoom with me and Sam, I was talking about how I was really liking GA this week. GA has been great to me in January, and it definitely has continued. Big shout out to everybody that caught the buy this morning during London crossover. And I'm going to try and keep up. You got it. I love it. I'm going to try and keep up with both chats because I know we're teetering in and out of being maxed out on Zoom, and I got YouTube Live going. So, we'll keep up with the chats, and we'll look at what's going on. All right. I'm going to go through my watch list, kind of do a little bit of what we saw, recapping and whatnot, and we'll go from there. Right. GA happened at the end of the first 3 hours. Yeah. It was a London crossover. And it's in that wheelhouse where I personally like to get into some trades. All right. Let me see if hold on. All right. No, he's not. I don't think he's gonna jump on with me. All right, that works. Well, listen, Tuesday it is. Happy Tuesday. EG ruined your day. We'll get into it, man. no worries. I was looking at some stocks earlier. So listen, if you guys trade stocks and you know about Wyckoff, do it, right? I mean, this was a huge move. I came in and bought in at $2.11 on this pharmaceutical company, and obviously I'm still holding. So, you know, it works. It works. I'm gonna go to blue here. All right, let's get into it, man. So let's do a quick little recap. So just kind of piggybacking on what happened. How do I do your research on stocks? I don't do research. I trade the charts. I don't care about the fundamentals of it. The charts don't lie, so I trade the charts, and I intraday it, so it's not like I'm investing long term. All right, I get in and out. You know, do what I can. All right, I leverage it. So, you know, perfect example. I got in here, and I've seen a 45% increase. So, you know, you do the math. I'm not trying to hold this long term. So it does react to smart money. Where's Albert? Well, poor Albert, man, that guy. All right, so let's recap. Let's just go into GA real quick. And dude, listen, I'm gonna say this as humbly as I can, but like I definitely was looking for this. Actually, here, hold on. If you guys follow me on TradingView, I threw this into TradingView. Let me open it up. Let's see. How come I can't open up my trade idea? There we go. All right. Oh, where'd it go? It was there. There it is. So this is what I posted the other day on my TradingView, right? I said on the 7th of February, I was like, look for the accumulation in here. We're going to take it up, and then this is what it did. So I was off maybe like a couple hours. So which broker do I use? I use Webull, W-E-B-U-L-L. Yeah. Let's see. It's playing games. No, it's not playing games. It's doing what we want it to do. All right. It's doing what we want to do. What's the link to the Zoom? It honestly doesn't matter. It's maxed out. Okay. So let's get into GA, right? For me, and you know, I know there's some differences of opinion, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? At the end of the day, we got to trade what we see. So for me, you know, obviously I've been long on GA from way down there, where it was a nice 1 to 100 and 1 to 150, and ultimately what we got was this. You know, we got our first change of character that happens here. Secondary test comes in to create a minor sign of weakness. We get that up thrust. So we get 3 drives, right? I need a 3 drive minimum. Price then creates a UTAD, and this was the structure that we wanted to see broken. Create that, and obviously this UTAD for me was to maintain bearishness, right? It was supposed to maintain structure from it, and ultimately we didn't get that, right? We didn't get that. Price ends up jumping the creek that I had laid out and break structure. So for me, 2 things I need for a reaccumulation: break a structure and a jump after the creek. All right, and that's what we got. And now it was just a matter of finding the area that I wanted to play off of. You know, I talked about it Sunday. I was actually looking at like the 6-hour candle, but we traded right into the box that I wanted to see. Down onto the 15-minute, what we got was a very, very nice clean schematic. You can see we've got now 3 drives, right? We got our selling climax, secondary test, and a second secondary test, right? So what I wanted to see was for a type 2 schematic, right? Confirmations for a type 2. We need a break of structure and an exit. Where's Albert at? If you're Albert, you're on the call, bro. Exit of the trading range, right? So we got that right here. All right. This was the final. This was the lower high we wanted to see broken. So for me, this is a confirmed type 2. All right. Confirmed type 2 schematic. And there was actually a really nice entry this morning. And again, shout out to everybody that caught that, man, because that was an awesome grab. We'll go down into the lower time frame and look at it. But, you know, we can assume, right? We can assume that if you are on your 3rd drive, right? If you are on the 3rd drive and you see small time frame accumulation happening in there, take it up, right? Because at the very minimum, what do we want to see? We want to see at least 50% of the trading range. If you can get in on a 1 pip stop and you can take this up 50 pips, guess what? That's a 1 to 50. right? That's a 1 to 50. And that's ultimately how I'm nailing some of these just phenomenal R2Rs, all right? Paying attention to what's going on. Where did I learn from? So I guess my Wyckoff journey actually started with Zach McDonald, man. I give that guy a ton of credit. I was in his go live sessions on IM Academy for, I don't know, a good part of 6 months, Monday through Wednesday, picking his brain, shooting him IG messages. And then from there, I kind of like just went off on my merry way and started reading a lot of books and started a lot of back testing. Those of you guys know how I trade and actually have a pretty good understanding of how deep I get into the charts. You know that I get into the weeds sometimes. Like I look at all kinds of crazy stuff in an actual candle. But I give a huge shout out to Zach, man. He definitely put me where I'm at today. All right, perfect. So let's get into the weeds. Let's look down here on the 1 minute and see what happened. So do you enter if it comes back during Asian session? So I'll answer this, right? I'll tell you that before we get into what I'm looking at, I use this really cool indicator called sessions, right? I use this indicator called sessions. And if it's not in the blue or the red, I don't trade it. All right, I don't trade it. The yellow is garbage to me. Like it's the Asian session, and if you just go back and back test everything, there's a really good likelihood that the London Open is either going to take out the Asian high or the Asian low. So if it's in the yellow, no, not for me. Yeah, Jay's got it. It's an unhappy fellow. Yeah, so I don't trade during Asian. I definitely, if you're struggling to understand why I don't, if you journal every trade you take and every trade you miss, go back into your journal and just look at all the time frames. You know, the sessions themselves when these trades happen. I found that even the trades that I would have entered in Asian session, based on the R2R, if I won or lost it, in the last 6 months, I would actually be negative Asian session entries because I would either take the losses or they'd be break evens. So I'm okay missing out on a couple trades if it means that I'm not going to be losing money. All right. Is a live going to be saved on yeah, it is. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, this will be saved. All right. All right, so let's get out of the weeds and kind of look at what happened. So price does a really nice accumulation. All right, London session. This is that London crossover. All right. Asian was everyone gets home from the 9 to 5s. Yeah, I mean, to me, it's just a manipulated area, right? It's really not where all the volume is at. So how do you get that indicator? Just go over here to indicators and type in sessions. It's right here, sessions on the chart. It's the one that has like 5,000 views, right? And I personally, the one thing I did was I just, you can change the colors to whatever you want, but I just made sure I checked the box on inputs, active, high, and low, because I don't want to see just big old bars. I just wanted to see the actual, and I don't care about Sydney session, so I don't have it checked. All right. Let's see. Okay, so getting into it, right? What do we have, right? What do we have? We have a really nice schematic here. It came into a really nice point of interest, right? We're inside of that 4-hour candle, which is what I wanted to see. And again, I need a minimum of 3 drives, right? So we have our selling climax into our automatic rally, which clearly gives our trading range, right? We want to clearly define our trading range by definition. SC to AR clearly defines our trading range. We come in for a secondary test and get a nice little up thrust action and back down into a secondary test in phase B. Pay attention to what's happening on these smaller time frames, right? You can't really tell if you don't have the seconds time frame, you don't know what's going on, but they're accumulating orders, right? Multiple accumulations going on in here. And then finally, we get that last push down to create our spring, all right? What I personally want to see now is I need to see a break of structure, and it's not true structure, it's just structure within the schematic, right? So I wanted us to trade above our previous lower high, which is right here, and we do that. All right, we do that. If this was the low, we go to the previous lowest here and just make your triangle. All right, that's how I teach my 8-year-old how to do it. That's our lower high. We do break it right here, and because of this wick, I'll tell you this, because of that wick coming into the body, I immediately go to 50%. If you guys know me, I love 50s and 80s, right? The market in my back testing loves 50% and 80%. All right. So you could see GA today was fascinated with the 80%. This was a 1.6 pip if you took it off the 50% realistically. Could you have taken off the 80? Sure. That would have given you a 1 pip stop. All right. That would have given you a 1 pip stop. But at the end of the day, you know, I think you want to be in the trade and not chance missing it. So 1.6 it was. All right. And then of course, you know, we make a new high, go to break even, and you're golden, right? Let it ride. Price did end up going, I don't even know how far it went. I know you'd be pretty decent in profits. All right. You'd be looking at currently where price is sitting. Let's see, price is sitting at 78.55. So you're currently sitting at a 1 to 24, all right, almost a 1 to 25. Ultimately, where do we want to take this, right? We want to take it to at least the top of this trading range off the 15-minute, right? At least off the top of the trading range off the 15-minute is where we want to go. And ultimately, you know, to make a new high. So if we make a new leg, you're looking at a 1 to 42. But again, if you've been following me with GA, you know I'm in this daily schematic, all right? You know I'm in this daily schematic. I at least want to come to 50% of our trading range, which sits at 1.8056. And then if we can really get up to here, that'd be great. All right, if we can get up there, that'd be awesome. What areas do you think it'll come to? Yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. We gotta talk about, you know, where it's going before we know where to catch it, right? To see if it's feasible for us to even do it. All right, but I got my eyes set on 1.84500. It's really where I want to get the price to. And if you do hold from this bottom entry, I'll tell you right now, if you do get a hold of it from down here, you know, 1.84500. I know Zach was going over this on this session, but that's a 1 to 396. That would be my my largest trade. All right, my largest trade was a 1 to 287. So 396 is definitely going to top it. All right, so let's talk about where potentially we can get at it, right? So we know that we are in a 15-minute schematic, right? So you got to understand what's going on in here. There was an accumulation here, there was an accumulation here, there was an accumulation here, right? We'll talk about the reaccumulation, and we'll talk about what's going on here, right? Because for me, it's actually lining up very, very nicely. All right. If you guys were on Zach's Go Live, I shared this chart with you guys, and where I'm personally looking is in for a potential entry. I think this is still on the table, depending if the timing is right. All right. What do we have going on here? Right. We have a potential distribution, right? Potential distribution. We have, you know, either you want to call it from here and prices respecting the highs, or you want to call it 1, 2, 3 drives. It doesn't matter, right? At the end of the day, what happened? Price breaks down and then creates a reaccumulation. And inside of that reaccumulation, we get another accumulation. We have 1, 2, 3 drives and a spring candle, right? Clearly, you can see the imbalance in this spring. So I've got my eyes set on 50% of this candle. All right, 50% of that candle, if you line it up with the 2-minute, you'll see that it's 50% of the 2-minute candle as well. All right, so does price have a reason to come down in there? Absolutely, right? Absolutely. All right, so I'm looking at that price area right there as a potential, but it's got to be the right timing. Like we've got to like linger for a little bit longer and build some more liquidity. All right, you can already see what's going on here, right? We've got some liquidity being built, and it's already, for me, it's starting to shape up like a reaccumulation. All right, if we look at the 1-minute time frame here, we have our 1, 2, 3 drives, and what we want to do is get 2 drives down, right? This is our 1 drive. I want to get the 2nd drive, pull into this, and we have our creek sitting here, right? I know it doesn't look this pretty, but yeah, just picture this as our creek. So I want to dip into this at the right timing towards that London cross, you know, that London open, fire up, break structure, make a new high right up here, and then we come back to mitigate out. So we could potentially get 2 entries from here to take this higher. All right. So that's kind of like what I'm playing at, you know, as far as, you know, how I see it. I definitely see that we're doing something in here. All right, we're doing something in here. This distro right here, you know, this is why you don't trade on a 5-minute without knowing what's happening on the higher time frames. All right. When you look for 3 to 4 drives, are you looking for the drives and then the impulse in the opposite direction? No, I'm looking for the 3 attempts down, right? In an accumulation, the only thing I care about is what's happening at the bottom levels, right? So I want, depending, you know, there's 8 different types of accumulation. There's 7 different types of distribution. However, whichever way you want to play it, you know, I mean, I can draw you all kinds of pictures, but in the distro, you can see we have 1, 2, 3 drives. So that means the buying climax, the secondary test, the up thrust, right? We need a minimum of 3 drives. You can have 50 drives for all I care, right? I mean, there's some things that just go sideways for so long that they create multiple secondary tests, then they go to an up thrust, all right? But what we do have is we do have that 1 drive down right now, potentially get a second drive down into our buying area. You know, we have our creep displayed, break structure, retest, and go up we go, all right? Do you think it'll come to the first accumulation? You mean way down here? Yeah, it can. Absolutely, it can. You know, why is this so important though? So when we look at it from a 5-minute point of view, this was the high that we needed to break, right? This was our slingshot area. This right here is our slingshot area. So this is my SC, okay? We have a schematic. We have, because we have a accumulation inside of a reaccumulation, we have demand, right? This is a demand zone, supply and demand. We found the schematic. This is a demand zone. This is going to be my first attempt to make the buy. I'll definitely shoot off of that. And if this doesn't hold, right, then absolutely I'm coming down here, right? I'm coming down here. And because this is already a confirmed type 2, price is supposed to maintain above this low. If we break down below that low, I'm not looking for a spring. I'm looking at as this is going to be as a redistro, and then we'll play off of something in here to go lower. All right, yeah. What about the 3-minute candle up top? I don't know. To me, I don't care about the 3-minute candle. Let's see. So about this one right here. Yeah, I mean, look at the 1-minute accumulation entry right after there. There's a 30-second reaccumulation. Is it valid? Let me hold on. We'll get into it. But yeah, this 3-minute candle for me, yeah, if you want to, you can go off of that too. Your risk still has to be down here, you know. So I'm definitely going to go off the 1. I'll tell you that, just because of that imbalance. For me, that's what I want to play off of. So you're talking about this one in here? Is that the 30-second one you're talking about? You're talking about, which one are you talking about? The lower one? What, in here? Oh, you're talking about down here? Yeah, no, I don't care about that. What did this do? This did nothing. This right here is the one that created the break, right? This is what created that new high. Yeah, so like when we look at it from this perspective. Here's the high, right? Here's the high. What caused us breaking the high? Was it this or was it this, right? For me, it's this. This is what caused this high. And then, so this is that slingshot, not this. This wasn't the slingshot. This was like the, oh, maybe, okay, now the slingshot. You know what I mean? So for me, this is not important. Yeah. And then just look at where the orders were filled. Yeah, there were some orders filled here. There was a bunch of orders filled here. All right. So for me, this is the area I'm looking at. And then if we fall lower, then for me, I'll tell you right now, I'm looking down here. If this up here doesn't hold, I'm going off of this 1 minute right here, which is also a 2-minute right in here. That's what I'm going off of. This candle right here, stop loss just below our wick. Okay, that's where I'm going to be jumping in on. All right. Let's see. Does the imbalance below the 1 minute candle you have marked have any concern? The imbalance below the 1 minute candle. You got to be a little more specific which one you're talking about. Yeah, I don't know what 1 minute candle you're talking about. But yeah, no worries. Imbalance matters, but you got to look at the mitigation. So, and if you're talking about like this imbalance, if this is what you're talking about, like that imbalance off of this, then no, I don't care about that. All right. I'm going to play off of this, right? If this fails, I'm going off of this. These are the only two areas that I care about. I don't care about anything else, you know, because at the end of the day, this did nothing. It's not responsible for anything. Yep. Yep. UCAD buys. I agree. Yes. Look for UCAD buys. Can I snapshot this to compare it to your markup? Hey, I mean, you can snapshot it yourself. Go ahead, man. Just screenshot it. Here, I'll throw it in the chat, but here you go. I'll throw it in the chat. All right. And if you guys aren't on my Instagram, I mean, I throw a bunch of my charts on the Instagram too. So right here, fibs and profits. Just look it up, man. Okay. So everyone good with GA? Got it? Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. All right. Just remember, like a couple little things I'll tell you is this: just always ask yourself, what did this candle do? Right. Once I started realizing that some candles just don't mean crap, they don't count for anything. It makes sense. Did Albert get in GA? No, Albert. I'll ask Albert what happened to GA with him. I'll let him answer it. Okay. So GA is golden. All right. And just look at it like this. Okay. Let's just compare it like this. So hypothetically, right? Hypothetically, if you're able to get into this position, right? And you know what? Let's be a little reasonable here, right? Let's look at it from this. Where's that 4 hour? All right, so 4 hour. So realistically, I want to make a new H4 high, right? So we're going to go to 8,500. All right, 8,500 is probably going to be my first area that I'm going to be looking at. All right. So if we look, where is that order? All right. So if I throw a limit order at the right time, like if I go to bed tonight and we're still not there, then great. I'll put a limit order in, right? So to a new H4 high, this is a 1 to 100, right? A 1 to 100. All right. Sounds great. Let's just say we put, and just to make it easy, because I do a 0.25% risk, but let's just say you put 1% risk on this. All right. It's a 1 to 100 and you get clapped. Great. You get clapped. All right. No big deal. You lost 1%. And then you're going to come down here and you can take this entry right here to the same H4 high, 8,500. Oh, wrong one. We're going to go to 8,500. All right, go to 8,500. And what are we looking at? We are looking at a 1 to 101. So you lost your 1%, right? And it's a 1 to 101. So guess what? You finish the day at a 1 to 100. All right. I don't think you'll be too sad about the 1. All right. So do I do a 0.25% because the trades are, yep. Yeah. I do a 0.25% one because I need the margin. And because my US, so I have a US broker for currencies and it's a 1 to 50 leverage. So I can't fill all my orders. And I'll tell you right now, especially if you guys are trading an FTMO account and you've got a 100K account, a 0.25% is $250, right? You know how many times you can lose $250 and it doesn't really affect your FTMO account? And then all you need is a 1 to 100 and that's 25,000, right? This trade would be 25K on your FTMO account and you risk $250. So that's why I do it. All right. Those of you guys that know how I trade, how I do it. There's every week we're catching at least one of these huge monstrosities of a R to R. Okay. So it's just patience, I talk about it all the time. Journal, because the more you journal, the more you're going to realize, that this is plausible and you can lose a ton of trades. All right. January, I only won 30, I think it was like 33 or 31% of my trades in January. And I had a very, very nice January. So, okay. Do you recommend even on a smaller account? I mean, that's up to you. I'll tell you right now, my personal opinion, if you're trading anything less than a 10K account, I would not recommend trading anything less than a 10K account, because it's gonna take you forever to compound that. My recommendation to you would be, look at the different proprietary trading firms. There's a bunch out there now, right? When I first started, there wasn't any. There's a bunch out there now. Start building up your equity from that, and then trade your own account. I trade my own account and an FTMO account. Okay. So yeah, I only care about imbalances pretty much inside of the schematics. All right. Imbalances everywhere else are imbalances, but they're not of any importance to me. All right. Where can you get more precise data? From the Wyckoff schematics. So first start, I always talk about it. First start at the book by Ruben Villamosa, the Wyckoff methodologies in depth. And I think Zach even mentioned something about a Wyckoff 2.0. Just search Wyckoff 2.0 on Google, and you'll find that. All right. So some other stuff other than FTMO. I'm actually looking at one right now called Funding Talent. Just Google Funding Talent there, but I can't tell you enough about them because I don't know yet. All right. No, I wouldn't risk 1% on FTMO. I'll tell you right now. The most I would use is half. All right. Do I use fibs? Yeah. Look, you see fibs right here. Look at that, 50 and 80. Right. Look, you got another 50% right here. Yep. 50s and 80s is what I like. All right. Yeah. No, I don't do 1%. Definitely not on my FTMO account do I do 1%. So, and I definitely do it on my personal account. All right. Yep. For FTMO, you got to do a challenge and then a verification. Okay. So GA, these are the two areas I'm personally looking at, off this 1 minute and then 50% of this 1 minute candle here. All right. I will not put a limit order on this unless I'm going to bed tonight. If I'm going to bed tonight and we are doing what we're doing here, yeah, I kind of like that, what we're doing, and I'll put a limit order. All right. How do you know what accumulation schematic is going to play? Because I really, well, you got to develop your own confirmations. You're going to get that from back testing. I can tell you for me, I need either a break of structure, and then the mitigation is my entry on a schematic, or I need a break of structure and an exit of the trading range. Those are the only two ways I'm going to get into a trade. All right. How much? And I risk 1/4%. Right. I risk 1/4% on both my FTMO and my personal account. All right. So that's GA. All right. And let's just run down the gauntlet. Right. This is my checklist or my watch list for the week. So AJ, listen, if you guys are still in that AJ trade from 2 weeks ago, congrats. There's no reason to get out of it, right? Because you caught the bottom. All right. Remember when I said take 50% of this H4 back here, the start of February. So you're up, I think, about a 1 to 25 or a 1 to 30 right now. So there's no reason to close it out because you caught the bottom of the leg. All right. This is ultimately the leg. All right. And we broke that new high. So I'm looking into this area here. This was not only was it an H4 slingshot candle that gave us the new high, right? But it's also an area of reaccumulation. Okay. If we look down in it, you should be able to see right now that what do we have? We had a 1, 2, 3 drive attempt with a creek. This is your shakeout, right? You had one drive down. You didn't get a second drive, right? You had one drive down, and this is the area that I'd be looking at. All right. So in this H4 area is where I'm looking, and you can go down a lower time frame, and you'll see there is. This is the area that I want to look at right in here. You can clearly see this was the distro that kind of just broke apart. And as soon as we had our creek and we made a new high in here, this confirmed the reaccumulation. All right. Nothing really that I want to play off in here. And no, I'm not even concerned about the equal lows because I don't care about the equal lows. The market doesn't care about equal lows. The only time they care about it is if they got to fill orders. All right. So what I need to do, because my trading plan tells me that if it's a slingshot candle, I need to wait for a schematic. There it is. I got to wait for a schematic. So if we trade down in here really nice, controlled, and we get into a schematic, That's where I'm going to get in. All right. If this is not going to hold and we go through it, all right, the next area I'm going to go is to the extreme, right? I'm going to go down to our extreme of our leg, which is way down here. And you'll be able to see it. There's a lot of schematics that happened in here. 2 accumulations, 3 technically, and a reaccumulation, okay? All of this. So where I would be playing is off of this 30-minute / 15-minute candle over here. Where is it? Yeah, right here. So I'd be playing right in here. This 15-minute candle right here is also the 30-minute. Oh, it's 50% of the 30-minute. So 50% of the 30-minute lines up with all the imbalances. We're looking at a 4.7 pip stop. All right, and I ran through this the other day, so I'm not going to go too crazy with it, but just go back to it and look at it. 50% of the 30-minute, right? We've got, it's the same candle as the 25. Go into the 20, it's there. Go to the 10. We're going to fill the imbalance on the 10 and fill the imbalance on the 7, on the 6, on the 5, on the 4, right? On the 3, and so forth. So for me, this is where I'm looking if we get down there. All right. So AJ is what I'm looking at. All right. We just got to wait to do that. How many pairs am I looking at this week? You're looking at it right here. Here's my primary watch list. All right. Yeah. So this is kind of what I put together this weekend when I did all my homework. You got to treat it like a business, right? You got to do your prep work. I always say it every week. When I sit down at the charts, like when I sat down this morning to look at the charts, I wasn't doing it to get into a trade for today. I was doing it to get into a trade for tonight, for tomorrow, for next week, for next month, right? So this preparation on AJ was done on January 28th. So here I wait, right? Here I wait for it to come to me. And of course, targets, right? A new H4 high, right? A new H4 high. So if it comes down in here, absolutely, I'll take it back up to a new H4 high. All right. Let's see. Okay, good. So that's AJ. All right. There shouldn't be any questions. I mean, just go to the H4 and you'll see your candles, right? We ultimately need to come into this H4 candle. All right. And my first target's new H4 high, right? So if we come down here, I'm going to take it up to a new H4 high. So you look for schematics on your slingshot candles, but you set limits on the extremes. Yes, I do. All right, I do. And again, the reason I do is, just back test and figure out how many times price comes into that, and I call them the extreme mitigation candles, the MCs. Just look and see how often price does that. All right. And then you'll wonder, and then you'll know exactly why. You can, especially the guys that are in my trading team, you know why you put it on your why you put those limits in. All right, I'm not going to single anybody out, Jay. All right, so here we go. AU. This is what I see on AU. For me, it's a reaccumulation. For me, it's a reaccumulation. So why is this a reaccumulation? So let's just work through it, right? We had the attempt at a distro, all right? And then what do? We got one leg down, a second leg down. We had a really nice creep. And then what do? We broke structure, right? This to me was the structure that I wanted to see. We are in a daily candle, and I wanted to see if this was going to be a reaction to get us down, but you can see we're kind of starting to pull through it. So which is even better for me, right? If we even come up higher, that's even great, because it's really going to reaffirm my bias on this. All right. And then from there, well, ask yourself, what caused the break of structure? And it was this right here, right? It was this reaccumulation in here. So trading plan says I need a schematic. Here's my alert. I'll wait for it. And if not, I got a 30-minute candle down here that I want to play off of. All right. But if we go down, let's go to the 30-minute. And you can see this was that area. This is that area that price gave a reaccumulation from, right? It tried to distribute here. We had our creek, and then we took off and broke structure. All right. So you know, for AU, for me, the first area I'm going to be looking at is off of this 4-hour candle. All right. Off this 4-hour candle is where I'm going to be waiting. And if we build a lower time frame schematic, that's where I'm going to be doing it. All right. You know, if you notice, like I'm always on the 4-hour, I'm always on the daily. You won't see me get down on the lower time frame until price comes. Unless my alert goes off, I don't go on the lower time frame. You know, so when someone says, you know, to me, hey Mike, man, I took a loss on this 5-minute distro, my first question is going to be, what was your higher time frame point of interest? Because if you didn't have a higher time frame point of interest, don't waste your time on the lower time frame, right? Again, you know, when you see a 1-minute chart for me, it's not a 1-minute, you know, chart off of my entry. You know, it's not like I'm not looking for a bias off that 1 minute. It's the biases and the analysis is off the 4-hour or the daily or the weekly. I just chose to get down on the 1 minute to find the entry on it. All right. How did you learn the schematics? So, like I said, I read that Wyckoff methodology book by Ruben Villamosa. All right. You can just Google it on Amazon. It's like $20. If you're in our big Discord group, Sam's got it in the Discord under free education. We got a PDF on it. Jesse Livermore's got 3 books on Richard Wyckoff. I've read those. Those are pretty good books. And then the rest was probably 40 hours a week of back testing for 6 months, and just a ton of charts. All right, a ton of charts. So if you go back and look at some of my old charts, man, they were definitely different than what I have today. All right. So, but this is definitely what I'm looking at AU. All right. Leg wise, we're perfect. You know, I like what we're seeing, and don't forget higher time frame. What are we doing, right? Higher time frame, we're bullish, right? We're bullish. Okay. We're bullish. This is the daily candle. I was looking to see if we were going to react off of, and if we pop up above it, 1,000%, this distribution will be completely deleted. All right, and it'll be 100% reaccumulation. All right, so yeah, I'm good with it. I like it. You know, I'm just gonna be waiting for it. All right. You just started Wyckoff a couple weeks ago, and I'm begging to see the schematic. Do you think I need more time to see them without having trouble? Yeah. Yep. I'll tell you right now, you got to train your eye to see them. You know, I know some people, like, I'll be looking at a chart and I'll just like circle, like on the 4-hour chart, I'm like, yeah, that's a 5-minute schematic, you know, and it's just it's extremely easy once you just start doing so many charts, right? And a lot of the guys in the Discord can attest to that. You know, I mean, the more charts you print up, the more charts you start looking at, the more you're going to train your eye to see exactly what the candles are showing you, right? Not only that, but you have to build that confidence. You have to build that confidence that you know what you're seeing, and that only comes from journaling, and it only comes from back testing, right? The more times you see it, the better it is. Am I sniping HFX? No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I'll be honest, like for me, I don't see the logic in me trying to risk $100 to make $70 when I can risk 250 to make 25K. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. So yeah. I mean, listen, it works for some people. I don't mind. Like I'm not gonna. It's just for me, it doesn't work. I would rather, you know, I would rather take a GA trade for 25 days, knowing where I know it's going to go, or CAJ, or, you know, like a lot of these big banger of a trades that I've taken, you know, for me, just the risk to reward makes sense, you know? Yeah. You know, and I'm, listen, those that know me, I'm a very patient guy, right? I mean, I don't, you know, listen, I'm still holding gold. Whoever gave me that gold idea, what, a month and a half ago, thank you. I'm still holding gold. All right. So yeah. Let's see. AutoCAD. Yeah. Well, I'll look at AutoCAD. Yep. How do I know where what? And then AutoCAD. Yeah. We'll look at AutoCAD. I mean, it's nowhere close. I'll tell you that. NZD CAD was actually a pretty decent sell. I had it marked up, and I don't even know why I didn't look at it, but yeah. Do I trade indexes? Yeah. I trade US 30 and S&P, but there's no point in trading it right now because my like for me to get into a trade, it needs to be a minimum of a 1 to 10. And we're just so high on the indexes until we get a pullback. I can't do anything with it. All right. Anyway, GA or EG isn't a point of interest for us, right? It's in this daily accumulation. All right. And this morning, I know a bunch of us did take a trade off of it. It did give us a schematic, but I mean, I don't know. I'm still in it. I'm at break even. And so here's the schematic, right? We were looking at, I think, what was it, the 10-minute? Yeah. So a couple of us took an entry off of this 10-minute candle right here, right? We took a 10-minute candle, risk just below this wick. So it was a 3.9 pip stop loss, all right? And the gist of it was, you know, why do we take this? Well, we came into a reaccumulation here, right? 1, 2, 3 drives. We had our creek, price break structure, makes a new high. Then price comes into this area, respects the low, and does what? Another reaccumulation, and then ultimately makes a new high, right? So we're kind of just respecting the lows. This 10-minute candle was something we were looking at. We get triggered right here, all right? And then ultimately price is just doing its thing, all right? You know, it's kind of like lingering, but that's expected, especially during this Asian session, right? We're in the yellow. It did do a schematic, but at this point, like, I really don't like it. You can see we had, when we look at the schematic from this point of view, you know, we had our change of character. We defined our trading range, 1, 2 secondary tests. We ended up creating our spring, and we had our break of structure, right? Break of structure. I was personally looking at price coming into 50% of the 2-minute candle, and I missed it, I think, by like 0.3 pipettes. All right. So that order got deleted because that was, for me, that was the mitigation. You know, and ultimately we got a reaction from it, but now price is just kind of going sideways. So I'm at break even. If it stops me out at break even, it does. You know, it is what it is. My order is sitting right here, right? My order is sitting right here. If it breaks me out, it breaks me out. You know, what lower time frame would you go down to when looking for a schematic? I go all the way down to the 1. You know, the good thing about training your eye is you don't need to go down to the 1. You could sit on the 1 hour and you can tell when a 1 minute schematic is being printed. You can tell if you're on 30-minute, you can tell when the 1 minute is being printed, and then you can just go down there, right? Don't think, I'll tell you right now, don't think that you're going to miss a schematic because it's going to happen so quickly. All right. Majority of the schematics, and I know a lot of you guys are starting to figure this out. Majority of the schematics take hours on a lower time frame. Like a 5-minute schematic could potentially take 6 to 8 hours. A 1-minute schematic is going to take anywhere from an hour to 2 hours to fully get to the point where you can take an entry. All right. So don't stress about it. You know, take your time, be patient. All right. Nothing should be a rush. In trading, nothing should be a rush. It should be calculated. If you're not ready for it, don't take the trade. All right. Don't take the trade. How do you know whether a schematic will be an accumulation or a redistribution? All right, good question. All redistributions start as an accumulation. So a redistribution is a failed accumulation. So you have to wait for the accumulation to, you know, be attempted. And on the failure of that accumulation and the confirmation that you ultimately in a failed accumulation, you're going to break through the ice in the break of structure, that confirms a redistribution. On a distribution, the jump of the creek and a break of structure confirms your reaccumulation. All right. They always have to start as an accumulation or distribution, and then they turn into, in phase D and E, the redistribution or reaccumulation. All right. Longest time I've held a trade. I think gold is my longest trade right now. Gold is so far my longest trade, and I'm at 40. I think it was 45 days yesterday, so 46 days. All right. And I'm something like 1,800 pips in profit on gold. So, do I have different phones for your multiple? No, I don't use a phone anymore, man. Yeah. I don't use. I learned a hard lesson one time, and I don't use a phone. So I use MT5, and I have MT4, and I do it from my desktop or my iPad. So, and I just switch to the accounts. You know, if you save it on your desktop, the passwords are saved. No, I don't hold on MT4. I'm sorry, on FTMO. I don't. I've asked 3 times and I've been denied. So I just hold it on my personal one. What are the fib levels do you use for entries? 50% is the biggest one. Yeah. Now I don't use 88 and 78. Those are great, you know, retail fib levels, but 50% for me. Where can I rules for accumulation distribution that fail? The rules, those are kind of what, yeah. The rules for accumulation and distribution are kind of like what you make them. You know, everyone has, I'll tell you right now, everyone has their different rules for it. MT5 does work for Mac. Yep. I absolutely. You just go to MT5's website, and it'll, if you have a Mac, it automatically recognizes it and asks you to download it. So, and it runs perfectly, runs it seamlessly. All right. Why don't I use a phone? Because I inputted the wrong stop loss one time and I lost a lot of money. So that's why. So I don't use my phone. And for me, I'll tell you right now, like I'm not for those of you that know me, I'm very analytical. I'm very calculated. I'm very, you know, I need my Zen place, right? I need my monitors. I need my computer. This is my workstation. You know, I'm not going to be taking, I'll tell you right now, I'm not taking trades that I'm making 5 figures on from my phone at the beach, right? I'm not doing that. So, and I'm not doing it on the go. Like I'm not driving and I'm like, all right, you know what, let me take partials on, you know, this, you know, 25K, you know, trade. No, I'm not doing that. Everything's from my workstation. Everything's calculated. There's no interruptions. When I'm at work, when I'm doing my trades, I'm at work. All right. You got to treat it like a business. MT5. Yeah, I like MT5. I like it way better than MT4. Well, first of all, I can't use CTrader. So because none of the brokers work, I can't use any of the brokers for CTrader. So that's why. All right. FTMO, you have to close out your trades on the weekend. So Friday at market close, you have to close out. All right. Have you learned patience? Because you have to learn patience. Absolutely. And that's the only way to train yourself. All right. Patience is everything. You got to take the emotion out of it. The book is called, here, real quick. I do it all the time, but here you go. Let me just pull it up. So Amazon, Ruben Villahermosa. This book right here. Right? This book right here. All right. You can get it in Spanish or English. All right. And actually, he's got a new one. This is the Wyckoff 2.0 one. So I actually might get this. Talks about volume profile. I wonder if he was spying on me. But yeah, so $27 on Amazon. All right. Wyckoff Methodology in Depth by Ruben Villahermosa. All right. You thought it was quite good? I'm gonna get it. All right. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Okay. How do you know whether price is printing a spring versus a sign of weakness? Because a sign of weakness would be in distribution and a spring is in accumulation. All right. Yeah. Thank you. Yep. You got it. Awesome. Thank you for the help with the book. Yeah. A UT is done on distribution assignment. Yeah. Let's see. Is there anything I look for in phase B? Yeah, your secondary test or your up thrust. That's what I'm looking for in phase B. So all right. So EG, I'll tell you right now, EG needs to just get itself up. All right. From a 15-minute perspective, I'll tell you right now, like I would prefer at this point, because I'm already in this position, I just want EG to come up, break above here, and then we'll reset and we'll just follow order flow. All right. So EG really now is not at this point in time, I really don't want to do anything with it other than hopefully get it to go up to a point where I can start working something else. Back test more efficiently. Yeah. So if you see people posting charts that were huge winners, figure out where they were. So if I told you, hey, GA this morning, London session was a huge win, go into replay mode this morning and back test it. Go into replay mode, see if you can find the entry, put your stuff in there and go. NJ broke your heart while you slept. Yeah, I still think it's coming down though. I still think it's coming down, so don't worry. The platform that I recommend to learn, I don't know what you mean by platform, but you know, if you just, you know what, message me on IG. I'll send you some info on some stuff. You know, yeah. What do you guys use to trade on Mac? Yeah, like I said, I use MT5. All right. Let's see. Nope, I've never watched ICT. Yeah, I heard it's good stuff. You know, if maybe it's the same stuff I learned. You know, I don't know. I'm sure. You know, listen, if you trade ICT stuff and you get you're getting these huge risk to rewards, it's probably the same stuff. You know. Oh, it's pure smart money. Okay, no, then never mind. What's my IG? Oh man, here you go. We're gonna turn you into a detective right here, bro. You see that right there? That's my IG, man. Yeah. Yeah, no worries. Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Okay. No big. All right. So EG, yeah, I'm kind of not looking at EG for anything. I know. Well, let's go down the list though. All right, because otherwise we'll be here all night. All right. So OddCAD. I'll be honest. OddCAD has broken the high. I'm sorry. That's AJ. Hold on. Here we go. Okay. So OddCAD is. I'm waiting to see if we break this high. Okay. If we break this high right here. All right, because this is the leg structure. If we break that high, confirmed a reaccumulation for me. All right, and then what I would be looking for is price to this. This would be the leg, right? However, we get up and break that. All right, I would potentially be looking in this area right here because this was the first break of structure that I wanted to see. I really want to see this get taken. All right, like I'm not really interested in selling it because we're so close to a confirmation of what I want to see for buys. But when we look at the legs, right, if this was ultimately that we broke this high here and then we dropped, right, and then we walked our way down. So potentially this would be the creek that we were looking at. These are the two drives that the price traded down. All right. So this was the low. We never made a new low. So this isn't structure. This is nothing. This would be the high, which we broke. So this was the first break of structure to give me that confirmation. All right. And if we go to the 1 hour, you'll see this is the 1 hour candle I'd be looking at right here. All right. So I do have an alert. If we do trade down in here and I see a schematic, right? Game on. This is where I'd be looking for a buy. So anywhere between like 97,800, 97,900, that 10 pip range right here. This is where I'd be looking for a buy, but we need a schematic. Okay. Awesome, man. I'll get to it after this, man. No worries. You need to hit P600. Bro, listen, I'm right there with you. I think I'm a 150, man. I think I'm a P150. Let's see. Do you think institutions will change their behavior of too many traders? No, man, no. Listen, I'll tell you right now, you can look up how much these institutions make, right? They don't care. They're not taking money from us, right? They're not like when my stop loss gets hit, that's not a, like they're not taking my my $250. Do you think Morgan Stanley cares about my $250? They don't. Right? All they want to do is fill their order, right? So by taking my 250, they can fill a 250 buy or sell order in the inverse of that, right? They don't care about that. They're fighting other institutions, right? It's institution versus institution, right? It's the megalodons, right? Or the, we're the guppies, they're the megalodons. They don't care about us. Every retail trader in the world, right, isn't going to amass $1 trillion worth of equity. So, yeah. Yeah, profit goes to the brokers, not to the institutions. Okay. Yeah, I could care less about ranking. I don't care, man. The only ranking. Yeah, exactly. All right. Let me see if I can catch up. Do you see distribution on G on the 1 hour? When we get to it, I'll go over GU. But no, I don't see distribution. Okay. Yeah. So on OddCAD, pretty much what happened, we had the break of structure. What caused the break of structure? This, right? This is where I'm going to be looking. All right. And again, because my trading plan says I got to wait for the schematic, here. All right. If this doesn't hold, then look down here. All right. It's that simple. Just wait. Now, if we trade up above here, does that invalidate what I'm looking at? No. Nope. It just gives more validity to it. Okay. So yeah, good. Perfect. Awesome. You guys are rolling, man. Awesome. So we talked about that ACAD, AJ. We talked about AU, EG. Really nothing going on right now. EJ. I was like P600, and then I saw Mike and his Wyckoff stuff. Oh man, good man, good. All right, listen, it is what it is. No worries, bro. So EG, right? Let's just do it like this, okay? So EG or EJ. I'm sorry, I'm doing like 10 things at once right now. So, all right, for me, we're bullish on EJ. All right, Euro, JPY, bullish. Okay. Did I want to see us come down into this where I got my arrow? Yes. Does it look like that's going to happen? No. Right? No. So what is happening? Well, on the 4-hour time frame, right? 4-hour time frame, we did have a distribution. That distribution did exit the trading range. We did come back up to test that distribution, right? But pay attention, what is going on here, right? And I know I asked last week, what is going there? Well, we have ultimately bullish order flow, right? Bullish order flow. Look at the legs. Higher highs, higher lows, right? So currently, we're in the middle of nowhere because I either need us to make a new high or I need us to come down into this box, right? Those are the only two ways for me to get into a trade. Yes, we had an accumulation here. But this accumulation, when you ask yourself, what did this accumulation do? The answer is absolutely nothing. It did nothing. Did it cause a new high? No. Did it fail and create a redistro? Not yet. But even if we come down to here, this is the leg. This is what's maintaining bullish order flow right now. All right. So if I'm looking for sells, we need to take out this low so that I can take a retracement and go down. Or I need us to take this high. That's why I have an alert here. And I have an alert here, right? Let your alerts work, all right? Until this alert or this alert goes off, I can't do anything with your JPY, all right? If Zach leaves IM, you're leaving too, yeah. Gotta tell you what, man, like I said, I give Zach a lot of props, man. He definitely taught me a lot, you know? I mean, and you know, I know I've jumped on Zach's Go Lives a couple of times, and listen, and you can ask him. When I first started sending charts to him a year ago, they were horrible, and I'd say that my charts are pretty good now. You know, I'm a pretty good chart. You know, I'm pretty good at analyzing the charts. You know, so absolutely, whoever said reaccumulation coming, you got it. Yep. Because what happens when we take out this high? Reaccumulation, right? Reaccumulation, absolutely. Okay. So EJ, I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere. All right. It's just you got to be patient with it. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I don't knock any of those guys. You know, Trade House. Listen, without IM and without Trade House, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. Okay. ICT, good. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. Like I never learned that stuff. So, okay. Do I consider buying GBP odd below the daily open? Below the daily open? No. I don't know why I would consider that. Can you break down how you identify your climax on your next step? Yeah. So you mean like, all right, hold on. Maybe I forgot where you're at, but on EJ, where the climax is? We'll talk about it. You check news before you enter a trade? No, I check the news on Sundays, right? I check the news on Sundays. I already know going into the week, because that's part of my trading plan, what news is going on for the week. So this week, there's no news. There's one US dollar news, and it's Jerome Powell from the Fed is talking. That's it. So it's a light calendar. Yeah. Okay. So let's go into EN, right? We're going down the list. EN. So again, nice job to whoever caught EN. All right. We are bearish as can be on EN. So this is a counter trade move, but because we are in a schematic, and I'll get to the schematic here in a second. Because we are in a schematic, it does make sense. All right. For those of you guys that were on Sunday's call, I'm pretty sure I said that we had a valid schematic, and then this distro was BS. It wasn't going to be distro, right? 1, 2, 3 drives. I said, get ready for the reaccumulation, right? And what happened? Price comes in to the buy area. I know some guys that I trade with caught this buy, and overnight they caught over 100 pips on it and a really nice stop loss. We'll get into this price action here, all right? But this ultimately was the test of our spring, and now all we need is what? Let price. You can see I have my alert sitting up here. Let price break this high. Break that high. It will confirm and validate the reaccumulation, right? It'll reaffirm it for us, or it'll affirm it for us, and then we just catch the retracement. We know that price needs to come back into here for an LPS entry, right? An LPS entry to take higher. All right. So the buy was here, right? This was the buy. If you missed it, don't worry about it. Just be patient. I got the alert set up here. Wait for the break of structure on this reaccumulation, and game on in here. All right. So this is definitely going to be awesome. Good job. Good job. You know, I would definitely, if you're going to manage it, listen, I'm not going to tell you how to manage your trade, but if it was me, I would be partialing out above this high. All right. You know, maybe the nice round number of 1.68, pay attention to this candle up here. Okay. I'd be partialing out there because the anticipation would be that we're going to retrace to now test and create the last point of support off of the test of this. Okay. To go higher. All righty. So that's just my 2 cents. All right. UCAD's in the 4th POI. Yes, I agree. 100% I agree. In the 4-hour POI. The only problem is on UCAD is that when I go to my sessions, right? When I go to my sessions, UCAD's going to be in the yellow right now. So that's my only issue with UCAD right now. So I got to wait a little bit. Maybe if we get 2-3 hours from now and we see something, then I would be I'd be looking at something, but yeah, no. Let's see, Euro NZD. Yeah, this is Euro NZD. Yep, I got it. So, and then of course, what was the entry, right? What was the entry? And you could see, like when you come down here at lower time frame, we did get a schematic here on the 1 minute. All right. We did get a schematic. I'll tell you right now, where I'm personally looking for a reentry, if it comes back down, is off the 10 minute. Okay. This 10-minute candle right here. This is where I'm looking. You can clearly see we got the imbalance. There's a reason for price to come down here. All right. You can see this was a schematic on its own inside of this. So 10 minute is where I'm looking. All right. Do I execute trades after 8 p.m.? No. I will set order limits before I go to bed. So yeah, absolutely. Just and I'll tell you right now, schematics within schematics within schematics. Don't think that it's consolidation. Think of it. Why would we have 1, 2, 3 schematics? Because they're filling orders. They're filling orders. Think about the amount of work and the amount of money that's being thrown into these. Why wouldn't it go like this, right? So when you start seeing those schematics, start jumping in them. Start finding positions to get in it, because once the train leaves, it ain't coming back. Okay? It ain't coming back. And it's not tons of buyers, right? It's not tons of buyers. It's tons of orders, right? Because a lot of traders don't understand what the heck. I mean, think about it. When you first started trading, everyone told you, "Oh, don't trade consolidation. It's not good. When the market's sideways, it's not good." Yeah, okay. Sounds good. How do you use your session tool? Yeah, I trade London and New York. Well, I try to trade London. I don't wake up very often for London, but London crossover for me. So 5 a.m. Eastern is like perfect. 5 to 7 a.m. is what I like. All right. So when you go to session tools, I just do this real quick. When you go to session tools, go to settings, make sure this is active, right? Active, high, low. All right. These, are generic, and then you can go to your style and you can just change the colors that you want to use. But essentially, I made mine yellow for Asian, red for London, and blue for New York session. All right. And I don't have Sydney because I don't really care about Sydney session because the spreads are ridiculous. Okay. So, but yeah, EN, this 10-minute candle is where I'd be looking, right? You could clearly see the schematic. We understand because of the schematic, it is a demand zone. Okay. Euro Chef. All right, so you must be new to my Zooms. Euro Chef is the only currency pair in my entire trade journal that I have a negative profit margin for. So Euro Chef is not on my watch list. It is not. If I had the option, I would email TradingView and I would ask them to remove Euro Chef from the ability for me to even search Euro Chef. All right, because I think it's like negative 12%. I'm negative 12% in my entire career on Euro Chef. So I don't trade Euro Chef. All right. Yeah, exactly. EN, what is your target? Okay, so targets on EN. Remember, we're counter trend, right? This is the only reason I'm even entertaining. And I'll tell you right now, I personally am not trading EN because my spread is 5 pips. All right, so for me to get into a 3 pip stop loss with a 5 pip spread is ridiculous. It's pointless. Okay, so can anyone tell me what happened here? And I'm sorry, hey, bro, Euro Odd as well. Euro Odd, Euro Cat, and Euro Chef have been permanently divorced from my vocabulary. Okay. Where was the SC? I'll show you where the SC was. But what do we got? Yes, absolutely correct. Very good, man. You're on it. We had an accumulation, right? We had an attempted accumulation. All right. This was the spring. Okay. What did we do? We failed to respect it and we dropped, right? So essentially what we had is a failed accumulation is, right, by default, a redistribution. Okay. So this area up here was our shakeout. All right. Price needs to return to ultimately mitigate out of that position. All right. So what I personally would be looking at, if you look at the daily, right? Actually, hold on, maybe the 12-hour. Yeah. Okay. So we can see that this 12-hour candle was mitigated here, right? So what we're looking for is something in this candle here to potentially trade up to. All right. And I believe, let's see, let's work it down. I think it is a 1-hour candle. Hold on. Okay. Yep. That's what it is, 1 hour. So when price gets up into this 69 range, which is right here, 1.69. When we get up into this range right here, because this was the last attempt to mitigate, when price gets up into this range right here, I would definitely start looking for reasons to get out. And if you can hedge it. If you start to see a distribution, right, on the distribution, get into the trade. All right, get into the trade. Once you get to break even, close out of your buy. All right, that's how I would work it. Because of this redistribution, and when we're looking at it, just do this, right? Always ask yourself, look at the magnitude of this redistribution, and then look at this puny little accumulation. All right, where's the orders? Where are the sell orders? They're all right in here. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Can we take it out? I mean, we can. If they decide they want to punch this through, go ahead. That's why you got to monitor price action. You got to watch it. Okay. Yeah, you guys got it. Okay. And so the SC and the accumulation. Yeah, here we go. Let me just break it down real quick. Let's go to, I think a 30-minute might be a better view. Okay. So when you're looking what happened in this area right here, right? What was our first change of character? Where at what point did you say price, there's a momentum change starting to happen? And it was right here, right? For me, this is the first part where price said, all right, maybe we're getting a momentum change. So I don't know it for sure yet. And just remember, like, these aren't set in stone, right? You can move these schematics. So as price creates another test and we get a really nice reaction from our demand point to go up, this is where I start hammering down what my areas are. All right, we get a third drive right here, price trades to the top of the range, and what happens? Boom, the FU. So now we get our spring candle, price breaks the previous high. This was the entry, right? This is actually where I got into it, and then I ended up getting a break even, but it was a really nice trade. All right, it was a really nice trade. Can we look at NZD cat? Yeah, it's right here. When we get to ends, we'll get it. Do you think on 5 minute right now on E we had a reaccumulation? We might have. You know, my only question to you is why are you looking at a 5 minute right now during Asian session? Red and blue, yeah. Red is London, blue is New York, and I put yellow as Asian on this on the thing. Yeah, yeah. We can. Let's see. Let's see. You said 5 minute. Let's see. You're talking about this right in here. I mean, that's ugly. That's ugly. It could be, but it's ugly. Like, would this be a point of interest for me if we create the high? So look, watch it out like this, right? So let's hypothetically say this breaks this high. This is the point of interest I'd be looking at, all right? Because this would be your SC candle. This is the slingshot that broke that high. So this would point of interest, numero uno, right here. Point of interest, numero dos. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, yeah. So wait to see. For me, I want to see this. At this point at EN, we need this to break. Otherwise, we don't have the confirmations to do anything else. Okay. So just remember the one thing that you want to keep in the back of your head is have the game plan, right? What's the playbook? You know, like I always relate it back to football. You know, the quarterback is showing this offense and he does this. What's the defense going to do, right? What's your checkdowns? If you're on defense, or if you're on offense, you're the quarterback. You see a defense come up with you different defensive play or something like that. What are you going to audible to, right? What's going to be your drop downs and stuff? So, yeah, for me, I need to see this first taken before I can look at anything else. All right. Cool. When you identify a slingshot on a higher time frame that has been mitigated, do you go down in the time frames using that same candle? Yeah. So if that point of interest has been mitigated on the higher time frame, unless there's another candle inside of that higher time frame candle that created the same move, then yeah, I consider it mitigated. All right. So, and just be careful what you mean by mitigated, right? For me, like, if just say this was a 4-hour time frame and this is a 4-hour candle, right? For me, mitigation means price came here and then left, right? If it just taps into the open, I still want to see what happened in the 50%. Okay. So let's see. Isn't crossover between 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. Eastern? Oh, you're talking about the London into New York crossover. Yeah. But it's not 8. Yeah. But we're talking about different crossovers. Yeah. No, what I mean is, for me, my ideal time to trade is 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. Eastern. It's the London into the New York Open. New York Open is if I'm not in a position by New York Open, I need to be very quickly. Like typically, if I'm not in a trade by 10 a.m., I'm kind of done for that day. You know, I'll just sit there. Yeah. Sounds good. Have a good one. Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. EU. Let's get into EU. So nobody has any questions about this being. Okay. So what do we got? Everyone should be well aware that I've been waiting forever and a day for us to come into this daily candle. And we did that. And we got a very nice reaction, right? Very nice reaction on EU. Okay. I'm a New York session trader, so I trade in the morning. All right. When do I usually stream? You're looking at it right now. Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday, and then I jump on a stream with Sam, 4 p.m. Eastern on Sundays. All right. So nothing really happened down here, right? I know a bunch of us were looking at an accumulation in here, right? And remember, I said to everybody, I don't know about that because I think Asian session is going to get taken out, and it did. All right. So this area really has my focus. All right. Because it's 50% of the 15-minute. It's also the 7, the 6, and the 4-minute open. So I do have my eyes set on this reaccumulation here. All right. There is also this reaccumulation here, but you can see I need the schematic. All right. So if we drop down to the 5-minute, we can see that this was a failed distribution, right? Clearly defined trading range. We have our FU candle, price comes down, creates our creek, and what happens? Sign of strength, right? Jump of the creek, break a structure. All right. Yeah. It's a reaccumulation. So it is. And what do we know by what happened down here? We know that this is where they bought. This is where orders got flooded. Okay. So I would say that anywhere in this like 10 pip range between 2068, 2078, right? Anywhere in here, you get a schematic, and I got my alert set at 2084. Anywhere in there, you get a schematic, game on. All right. I'll put on some risk. If we get a clean schematic in there, game on. All right. If we don't get the schematic there, I need it to come down here. All right. And you can see, just go down to the time frames, 7-minute, you'll see it. Look at that. 7-minute, really nice 7-minute candle, really good reaccumulation. It really hits it home. 1, 2, 3 drives. So what do we have? 1 drive, 2 drives down, boom. Right? We get the break of structure, jump of the creek. Okay. What makes you want to wait for a schematic versus just executing? I don't want to take a loss without reason to. All right. You can set a limit order. I can just tell you that based on my journaling and my back testing, I would lose more trades off that slingshot candle by not waiting for the schematic than I would if I did wait for the schematic. Schematics are always going to give you the best entry, right? Tighter entry, and it's also going to give you confirmation without a doubt that the price is going to do what you want it to do. Are they 100%? No. Yeah, I mean, sometimes they fail. They can, but that's why I have pretty good confirmations for them. Yeah, structure is everything, man. It's an end all be all. 3 drives, 2 legs. Yep, absolutely. Listen, it is, just if you pay attention, and I'll tell you right now, like if you really do the back testing and you really journal these things, you're really going to start to see that there's just it's just a consistency in them, that price is going to do what you're anticipating. All right. Let's see. EU has been nice. Yes. Perfect. Okay. At what point do I look for schematics? I look for schematics at my 2 points of interest, right? My slingshot area and my extreme of the leg. Those are the only 2 places I look for. The difference between reaccumulation and a distribution. All right. So here, you know what a distribution is, right? It's a minimum of 3 drives, 1, 2, 3, or a 4th drive, right? Or a 5th or whatever, but you got your drives, and then you break structure, and then you mitigate, and then you have order flow like this, right? So this is your LPSY and so forth. We have a creek, right? At this point, price should just keep walking itself down. At the point that you jump the creek, break structure, this is now your reaccumulation. All right. So I know that kind of looked ugly, but so this is your distro. This is all of your distro. At the point that you jump the creek right here and break structure, confirms those 2 things that you need. This is a reaccumulation. Take your entry off your shake off to go higher. All right. That's the difference. The full retracement in what? Into the daily? Yeah. Do I think that this is the full retracement? Yeah. Any buys that I'm looking on EU right now, right? Just pay attention to the leg. This was the high. There's our leg. There's our leg. There's our leg. If this gets taken out, if we take this out right here, yeah, we're going for a new high. So absolutely, I think this is the retracement. Yeah, I don't do like, did I want price to come down here? Sure, but this is that decisional slingshot area that created the new high. So, yeah. Why are you drawing the break of structure above the second high there, not the first one? Okay, yeah, makes sense. Gotcha. In the daily range. Yeah, I'll be honest, like I don't care about daily ranges, weekly ranges, all that stuff. To me, it's all about cause and effect, right? Cause and effect, my points of interest. Yeah, I don't care about the ranges. Perfect. Okay. All right. So EU, like I said, I'm paying attention to 2 points of interest. All right. I am paying attention to this area right here requires a schematic, or this area right here, not so much. I could put a limit order on that. All right. So we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. All righty. Yeah. All right. We talked about GA. GJ. Do I focus on volume? I would if I had the access to it, but nobody on this call right now that I know of has access to the true institutional volume. Yeah. Nobody on here has the true institutional volume, so volume doesn't matter for us. All right. I will tell you, if you know how to use the volume profiler, use the volume profile because that'll definitely help you out with stuff. But so GJ, right? What do we got? On GJ, we got a reaccumulation. 1, 2, 3 drives. We got 1, 2 drives down. We got a nice creek. Thus, we have a very nice reaccumulation. All right. So I want us to just mosey on down into my area, create a schematic here, and then I'm buying it. Okay. Yeah. Just message me, Mike. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Jay says he has access to the volume at the institutional level. So congrats, bro. He's the reason that some of my orders don't get filled probably. So, yeah. So GJ, pay attention anywhere between 142.900 and like 143.200. This 30 pip range in here. All right. It is, if you look, I think it is the 4-hour or the 6-hour candle that I'm looking at. Yeah, it's this 4-hour. So this 4-hour candle is where I'm looking, right in here. So just pay attention to that. This is where I want to see us come into this reaccumulation. All right. Pretty easy to see. I mean, it looks pretty clean on the 1-hour. If you guys don't have it marked up, mark it up. You know, like I don't truly mark up all my charts sometimes. Like I like you'll see sometimes we just circle it, right? I know I got my 3 drives, my 2 drives down. I got, you know, I got my creek. I'll put my creek, you know. So this is pretty clean. Okay. Let's see. There is a distribution at that high. Oh yeah. At EU. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. My bad. Yep. Absolutely. Good catch on the daily. It's also on the weekly, right? If you go to the weekly on EU, right here. Here's your distro. Yeah, absolutely. You know, but we need to get up into that. And this is where ultimately we gave our reaction from, right? We gave our reaction from it. So, you know, I got to trade what I see. We see the reaccumulation. I don't see any reason to sell yet. All right. From a daily perspective, we're still mad bullish. So got to follow structure. All right. This is what's maintaining bullish structure down here. So until we take that out, I'm going to continue to look for the buys. All right. How can you change the background color in sessions? Just go in settings. It's under settings, man. It's when you go over here, just go to style. See all these right here, like the colors? You just pick whatever color you want. All right. Pick whatever color you want. All right. All right. So GJ, everyone should be good with. All right. Let's go to GU. All right. Let's go to GU. So GU. I don't need to go to the daily or the weekly, right? Everyone knows that this thing is bullish from like last year, okay? So what do we see? I know a lot of people were looking at distribution off of this, right? A lot of people said, all right, what do we got? 1, 2, 3 drives. And sure, you had the distro until you did it, until you saw the creek and we had the break of structure. So reaccumulation, right? Yep, you guys are all good, man. Reaccumulation, absolutely, okay? I haven't gotten a UCAD yet. Nope, we're going in order. So UCAD is a U. We're down here. All right. So on GU, what do we see? Again, what are the 2 points of interest, right? What created our break of structure? You should be looking at this 4-hour candle, right? What was the leg that created it? Down here. So I have an alert sitting right here. I'm not going to look at GU until that alert goes off. All right. When that alert goes off, if you see me posting something on a lower time frame, it means that the alert went off. And if you see me posting something on the lower time frame, it means that I'm looking at a schematic. And if I find a schematic here, we're going up. All right. And my target for GU, weekly candle. All right. Look at the weekly. That blue box is where my target is. And I think it's something like 400 pips or something like that. Like from where my alert is, where, yeah, it's like 450 pips to the 50% of it. All right. So for me, that's where we're gunning. All right. So it's just a matter of waiting now. I'm not going to counter trend it. There's no point in me counter trending it. You know, I'll tell you right now, you'll never catch a 1 to 100, a 1 to 200 on a counter trend. I mean, I guess you could, but the likelihood of it is not significant. All right. All of my big runs have all been pro trend, right? They've all been pro trend. Okay. Yeah, no. Like, why were you looking for distribution? What? So my question for you is this: what to the left told you to say I got to sell GU? Like, what to the left? Because to me, we're in no man's land. Like, even on the daily, where look at this on the daily. Like, what in here? What in here on the daily did you look at and say, man, I got it? GU is going to mitigate out of something in here. Since it created a new higher high, I was looking for the higher low. So listen, you can't call the top, right? You can't call the top. Okay. It's virtually impossible. All right. Hold on. Bear with me, guys. Sorry. For a second there, I lost my YouTube. So let me catch up with the chat. There we go. You have the same similar on GCAT. Good. Yeah. Don't call the top. Trade the trend, man. Trade the trend. Trust me. The whole thing. The trend is your friend, bro. It is, seriously. All right. I would definitely let me tell you this to give you like a little bit of advice, right? I challenge you to do this. Go into your journal. Look at, and if you're not doing this, do this in your journal. Indicate if it's a counter trend move or a pro trend move. Count up your wins and losses and see if all the time, energy that you put into counter trend trading, if it was worth what your profit is. All right. I can tell you there's a reason that at the start of the year, I told everyone on Zoom and everywhere, I told everyone I was going to be taking less trades and no counter trends. Because at the end of the day, the amount of effort, the amount of money, the amount of time that I put into it wasn't worth it. Wasn't worth it. Okay. So for me, I'm just going to sit here waiting. I'll just sit here waiting, right? Because yeah, you could probably catch a 1 to 40 coming down. I want to catch the 1 to 200 going up. Okay. And that's so yeah. And you know what? That brings up a good point, right? That brings up a good point about like when you limit yourself to only trading a few pairs. There's nothing wrong with that. Listen, I know my trading partner only has 12 trades or 12 pairs. I laugh when I send him like an AJ. He's like, it's not on my watch list. And I go, I know, I'm just telling you, I'm showing you what I'm looking at, right? And if you are, if you're only going to trade 3 pairs, you have to be prepared psychologically with that mindset that you may not trade that day. And that's okay, right? When you're trading these R to Rs, you don't need to catch a trade every week, right? There's some weeks I only trade twice. Last week I only got 2 trades. That was it, 2 trades. All right. Would you mind looking at the 3-minute time frame on the prior New York Open on GU? Yeah, let's look at it. All right, prior New York Open, 3-minute. Talking about this right here. This is what you're talking about right here? No, today's? I thought you said prior. Okay. Right here? This New York Open right here? Okay. What about it? This is where you got in? So here's my question, right? You saw distribution on the left. So you saw distribution here, right? So you saw, let me just see. All right. If I was going to mark this up, I would say that this is the BC, this is the AR, trading range, ST, ST, MSAL, UT, major sign of weakness. I would not expect a UTAD, so price should respect this. You should have gotten in here and got to break even, no? Yeah, yeah. And you know why it turned into reaccumulation? Because there is nothing to the left to tell you to sell from here. Yeah. Nothing from here tells you to sell from here. There always must be a higher time frame reason to distribute. Okay, always. If there's no higher time frame reason to distribute, you're not even going to catch me on a lower time frame like that. So, yeah. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So GU, listen, I'm just waiting. All right. I'm just waiting. Now, I'm not going to say, I'm not going to confuse you guys. Don't worry about it. Yeah, don't worry about it. I don't want to confuse you. All right. NZD CAD. Let's do this. What if it's at an all-time high? If it's at an all-time high, then you get instances like the indexes right now, like why I haven't traded US 30 and S&P in like a week. We're at all-time highs. You know, really the only logical thing I can look for is sells, and there's no reason to look for sells. You know, all the sells are short-lived. You know, I caught a really nice move on S&P, but it didn't last long. You know. And again, if it's not going to give me a 1 to 10 potential, I'm not going to trade it. I'm not wasting my margin, and I'm not wasting my time for anything under a 1 to 10 R to R. Yeah, perfect. Cool. So NZD CAD, remember last week, right? I was looking at this extreme of the leg to take an entry. And I said that if this extreme gets taken, we're going to come lower, right? We're going to come lower. And I want it to come down into this area over here because we had an accumulation here. This is where I want us to come down to, okay? Now, what do we have? 1, 2, 3 drives, right? Everyone should see the distro, all right? What do? We broke out of the trading range and we broke structure. So this is your LPSY entry, all right? I laughed because I had this marked up. Actually, Zach sent me, he was like, hey, did you get into this? And I laughed because I didn't even have the alert set, but I did have the order. Look at this. I had the orders. I had the position ready for it. So what I was looking at was, I think it's the 25-minute candle. Hold on. Yeah. So this 25-minute candle is the UT, right? You can see we have imbalance, right? Everyone can see we have imbalance. It came to, and actually, wait, Jay, you're still on the call, right? Scott, you took it? You know, Scott, man, I'm gonna have to look in the Discord, man, because I don't remember you dropping a chart on this. I'm gonna have to look in the Discord, man. Let's look at something though, because I'm curious. I am curious if this was an 80%. Good night. 80% of the 25-minute. And hold on, I wanna make sure I get it on the money there. There you go. So not that I would have taken the 80%, but if you did, you know, that would have been a 4.3 pip stop. So Scott, did you take 50%? You did? Perfect, bro. Did you take it off of the 92-300 area? I got you. Okay. I got you. It seems like a coincidence that it's 80%. I told you I like 50s and 80s, man. I've done too many charts where it said 50, 50s and 80s. So anyway, does anyone not see the distribution though, right? Like I don't have it marked up, but this was our buying climax to our AR, defined our trading range, right? Actually, hold on. I take that back. This for me is the PSY. This is our AR, our BC to AR, because this defines our trading range. All right, this was a secondary test, minor sign of weakness. This ultimately was a UT that traded to 50% of the trading range, and then we got our UTAD, right? After the UTAD, we broke structure, and now we were looking for the test of our UTAD, which was right here. So what's the next play, right? The next play is we need to now wait for price to break structure here so that we can get a play up here for an LPSY. Okay. What's the higher time frame bias? The higher time frame bias is that we're bullish and we need to come down into our point of interest. So if we come over to the 4 hour, right? You can see the legs. So we made a high. This is our leg. And now we're here. So we're seeing the distro, and this distro can easily turn into a reaccumulation. So I'm not in the sell, and Scott, listen, no hard feelings, man, but I really want this to do that. You know what I mean? Because, but I don't want it to do it yet. I want you to get some profits, like maybe do something like this, create our creek, and then do that. Because if we do that, then I'll be able to take my entry here to go higher. All right. Yeah. Well, no, it does make sense because look, what do? We traded into, hold on. We traded into the daily candle, right? It's distributing out of the daily candle, right? And if we go, into the daily candle, we came into the 80% of the daily candle. So is there a reason to distribute? I mean, there could be, but for me, I don't like, this isn't, by no means is this coming down here, right? We're not coming here. No, that's not happening. This is just a means to get maybe down into this to make the next high, right? Because what we're looking at is, this is the legs, right? Boom, to here, right? So this is just this is like the slingshot, right? This would be the slingshot of the next leg, okay? Let's see. On the daily, we were very close to the 78% of the range. Yeah. Wait, that looks like a reaccumulation to me. It didn't jump the creek. It didn't jump the creek on the 4 hour? No. Not yet. Yeah. Not yet. No, because you need the 3 drives first, right? We need the 3 drives. So, and then don't forget, if this was a reaccumulation, it needs to trade. It needs to trade above here. So if that happens, then okay, you sold me on the reaccumulation, and I'm good with that. You got it, bro. Does gold have any correlation with NZD CAD? I mean, I don't correlate NZD CAD with gold. I would tell you right now, I would correlate oil with some NZD CAD because of the CAD side. I can tell you that NZD CAD, both pairs are anti-per diems, which are like the opposite of a safe haven. So let me put that into perspective. But so would you play distribution over there? We are pretty high in the range. I mean, I was potentially, so here's the only reason I was going to play this distribution, right? This is the only reason I was going to play this distribution, is because I am in the buys from here. So I am in these buys still. All right. I am holding 2 of these buys right here. So I'm holding this buy and I'm holding this buy. Okay. So because I'm in these buys, I can hedge the sell from here. Okay. Does that make sense? So I was okay doing that. Would I do it if I wasn't in these positions? Probably not. Right. I would just wait for the buy. All right. But it did, like I said, it did give. And I know a couple of you guys laugh when I talk about like the 7-minute and all that stuff. But this did come into the 7-minute open right here. 7-minute open right here, right? You guys can see that 7-minute open. The imbalance is just below it. And we came into it. But I like the 25 because the 25 was the full body candle. All right. Sounds good, bro. Have a good one, man. Your future ex-boss. I love it, bro. They took it off the 3-minute candle. I got you, bro. I got you. Structure still valid on 4. Yep, absolutely. Is it? We're still bearish. I'm sorry, we're still bullish on it, right? We're still bullish because this, right? I mean, look at it from this perspective. What is maintaining bullishness, right? So realistically, this is your leg that's maintaining bullishness right here, because this is your high, right? So we would need to drop all the way down here for us to go bearish on this. I don't see that happening. They do like the 7-minute, man. I'm telling you. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with it. Like I said, the only reason I was going to entertain this sell is because I'm in from down here, right? I'm in from down here. So can I go over gold? I'll be honest, man. Gold is a mess. Gold is a mess right now. I will. Let me see if we can get to it. Master Clapper. NZD Chef. Oh, bro. NZD Chef. I don't even think I. Let's see. I mean, if I had to guess, I guarantee you it's probably doing something similar. I think Zach had something on NZD Chef for like a distro. Let me see. Yeah, like I'll tell you right now, like geez, look at this. What the heck? What was I doing here? I don't know. Whatever I was doing though, look, it did exactly what I don't know what I was doing here. What broker do I use? For currencies, I use forex.com and Awanda. It failed all buys for you. I love it. All right, hold on. I don't know what the hell I was doing here, but so on the weekly, man, we're getting really close to breaking weekly structure. Right? This is weekly structure right here. So if we break that, which looks like it's only like 30 pips. Well, actually, no, wait. 6.4, 6. So it's 130 pips. We're 130 pips from breaking weekly structure. I mean, so it is in an area where distribution could be potential. And this is looking like distribution right here. I just don't. Let's see. NZD Chef. Why do you trade NZD Chef? I'm just curious. Like, to me, it looks like, what's this range? How many pips is this? 48 pips in 21 hours. 48 pips in 22 hours. Man, I don't know. It looks like it was a failed distribution. I'll tell you right now. 1 hour, we have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2 drives down. There's your creek. It looks like it's maybe accumulating in here, right? This is the point of interest. Let's see. Let's drop down. Let's see what we can see. Oh yeah, look at that little accumulation. I'll be honest though, I don't like 48 pips in 20 hours. I mean, you got to have some patience. I mean, I'm a patient guy, but you got to have some patience for that. See, for me, it's just a margin thing. So we don't need to go down there, but I'll tell you right now, 15-minute, that was like a 5-minute, maybe a 3-4 minute accumulation. We get 1, 2, 3 drives. This is the test of it, breakout. So what do we have going on now? Well, we have change of character. So we have our trading range, SC, AR. This was the UA. This is your ST. Some more STs, and we get our spring, right? So what do we need to see? Well, if this is the low, this was the previous low, this is your high, right? So we need price. You need price to break above here. Price breaks above here, then I'd be playing off of something in here. I'd probably be playing off this 15-minute candle if it's unmitigated. So if this trades up and breaks structure like that, yeah, I'd be taking that. Let's just see what 50% lines up with anything in here. I know I kind of went that quick, but hopefully that made sense. NZD Chef ain't one of the biggest ones that I got. So 50% of that, let's just see where, if we walk down, what we see. Nothing on the 10, nothing on the 7. Oh wow, it's showing a schematic on the lower time frame. Look at that. All right, so 5 minute, 4 minute, 3 minute, 2 minute. Yeah, it's doing a 1 minute schematic right now. But we got low volume, so it's. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't trade it off this lower time frame. Just for me, wait off the 15. Set yourself an alert at this high, right around like 64, 68. If price breaks above it, take an entry off like 50% stop loss right here to go higher. You know, I just don't. I don't know what the targets would be because we're in the weekly high. I mean, and this is where is it worth this trade? You know, because like even if you go to the high, let's just see. We're talking, if we get that break of structure, we're talking 3.7. What if we go to this high? That's a 1 to 13. So I guess it does fit my trading plan, you know, but I just don't know how high that thing would go. We had, yeah, you got it, bro. There was a accumulation this spring. How do you know it's not a redistro? Where? Here on this? How do I know this isn't a redistro? Well, because we only had 3 drives, you know. I mean, this is our trading range. If it was a redistro, you would have seen this exit the trading range, and then we would have failed, right? But because ultimately we are still in this trading range, and this is our spring, what do we need? We need the break of structure, right? So if price breaks here, then we confirm that we're not in redistro, right? And if price doesn't break above here, but comes here and then drops, right? What do? We just made a new low. Or even if it doesn't go that high, what if it only comes to here and then drops? Well, you just made a new low. Now you're in redistro. So play off of something in here, right? Something like that. This would be the test of your shakeout. Okay. What was your biggest month percentage wise on your FTMO? Like low 20%. It was like, if I remember, it was like 23. It was something crazy, like 23.8 or 22.8, something like that. Yeah, I'm normally high teens, low 20s. That's what I'm at, you know. But again, I don't take a lot of trades on my FTMO because I think like in January I only took 8 trades, right? I only took 8 trades because I can't hold them over the weekend, so I don't trade it on Fridays. And a lot of my trades happen Friday morning, Friday during London. Okay. Okay, so that whoever wanted NZD Chef, congrats. Good luck. I'm not doing that. Do you go over US 30 and NAS? Yes. But man, they're at like all-time highs, man. You know, I'll be honest, there's nothing for me to do it. Please explain the 3 drives. The 3 drives? Yeah, I mean, they're the schematics. They're the three drives, right? So, you know, in distro, you want to see, right? 1, 2, 3 drives. All right. You could potentially have a 4th, a UTAD in accumulation, right? 1, 2, 3 drives. Then you're either going to get a spring or you're going to get a breakout of the trading range. Okay. Does the failed distribution always lead to a reaccumulation and vice versa? Yes and no. Like, yeah, most of it, I would say 99% of the time, yes, right? And you'll be able to tell because it would have to meet the confirmations for reaccumulation and redistribution, right? So, and those would be a break of structure and a jump of the creek. Okay. You're waiting on Chef JPY. I'll be honest, yeah, I haven't looked at Chef JPY in a minute because it's on my secondary list. We're a ways from anything. Okay, let me see. Okay, cool. We're caught up. All right, let's go to NJ. I know Sengo jumped off, man, but Sengo had the hookup on NJ, man. Good eyes on it. But I'm telling you, I don't think it's going to hold. We're going to go over it in a second here, right? Let's mark my words. This is recorded. Mark my words. This ain't holding. All right. So what do we got? NJ, bullish as can be, right? Bullish as can be. All right. 4-hour time frame. What do we see right here? We got a reaccumulation. All right. We got this 1 hour. This was the 3 drives of the distro attempt. We had our creek. What happens here? Right? Type 5 accumulation. It's the head and shoulders, right? 3 drives, drive 1, drive 2, drive 3, pop we go, right? So we have a reaccumulation with a confirmed accumulation inside. This is where I'm looking, right? I'm not looking, you can see my alert right here. I'm not, this was an attempted accumulation. I don't think it's going to hold, right? Because we didn't even trade into the 2-hour candle, right? You can see the 2-hour candle. We haven't even traded into it. And I want that 2-hour candle to trade into, okay? Mike, those highs look pretty equal. Yeah, it doesn't matter, right? I mean, you just need 3 drives, right? This is your 3 drives, 1, 2, 3. They don't have to go up, right? They can do this. You can have, that's 3 drives, right? That's still a distribution. You know, a head and shoulders is a distribution, okay? But on the, yeah, this was an accumulation. Yeah, it was a reaccumulation. 3 drives, here's your creek. It was a reaccumulation. Yep. Would you still mark them as, yes, a reaccumulation? It has to start as a distribution. It has to start as an attempted distribution. All right. Yeah. All right, Scott, have a good one, bro. Don't get that tunnel vision. Yeah. Pay attention to what's happening everywhere, right? You got to pay attention to what's happening everywhere. All right. Don't get tunnel vision. That's why I don't sit on one time frame. I like to move around. Okay. So what else happens, right? What do we see? And I think, what was it, like a 4-minute candle, I think, right? Yep, that's what I was looking at. So this is actually what I was looking at. I had a limit order on this in case this came in during the night, but I was going to put it off this 4-minute candle right here. All right. This is that last push down before price takes off. All right. But let's look what happened during New York session today. All right. So we have an accumulation, right? We have an accumulation. All right. I just don't think it's going to hold. All right. Yeah. Like this right here came down, I think mitigated out of here, but I don't think this is going to hold. All right. For me, we need to come lower. You can see my alert. If we come down here and accumulate, then I'll deal with it. Then I'll play off something. Okay. Yeah. No, it was, that's why trust me, that's why my limit order is sitting there, because there was a lower time frame reaccumulation. Remember, reaccumulations are demand areas. We know buyers are present. Okay. I mostly trade type 1s and 2s. Yes. But I know, yes, I do know all the schematics. I can tell you I don't trade all of them because the rest of them are stupid to trade, because the risk to reward is just idiotic. You know, you're going to be using, you know, on a 1-minute time frame, you're going to have like a 15-pip stop. You know, those of you that trade with me know I complain about a 6-pip stop, right? If it's 6 pips, I'm already contemplating, should I take this trade or not, because the stop's too big. All right. A type 1 is my favorite, right? Type 1s are by far my favorite, just because you can get the best entry with the best stop loss and the best confirmation. All right. So yeah. Awesome. Yeah. That's what this is all about, is understanding how to truly see the charts with clarity, but more importantly, with less stress, right? Less stress. That's all I'm about, man, is less stress. Can you show the accumulation on MJ there? I got stopped out at break even. Yeah, right here. So let's go to the 1 minute. 1 minute. I think who caught this? Somebody caught this on in the chat, right? I know somebody caught this. Okay. Actually, hold on. Let's do this. Let us. Okay. I'm going to go to replay mode. Let's start at the 5 minute. No, let's go to the 4. I want to find the candle. I want to find the candle. Let me start at the 10. That's 7. How much you want to bet it's that 7? Nope, it's the 6. My bad. Sorry, 7. UCAT is setting up, possibly, but it's in the yellow, so I don't care. Yeah, Yeah, no, Sango, I think Sango caught it. I know, well, Sango caught it, I think when he woke up to it, like he had the limit order on it. Yeah. So anyway, let's go over the schematic, right? So what do we see? Okay. For me, preliminary support right here. All right. This is our trading range, right? This is our trading range. Okay. This is our SC. This is our ST. Okay. Potentially another ST. Okay. This is the AR and this is the UA. So what do we need? There's only two ways to get into this trade, right? We either pop up, break structure, exit the trading range for a confirmed type 2, or we come, make a spring. This is the high that we need to break and do something like that, right? That's what we ultimately need to do, okay? So I just want to see, something. Let me see where, all right, at this point, confirmation of a type 2, right? We have a confirmation of a type 2 schematic. So now what I want to play, I want to see where 50% of this bad boy is. And I'm going to see if we can find some confluence with it. But without a doubt, this 6-minute candle is where I'd be playing. All right. So what are we talking pip-wise? What are we talking here? 50%. Well, all right. So it came to 50%. I would probably go off the 80. All right. It's a 3.4 pip stop loss. So here, this is what I'd be playing off of. Because of the 50%'s been mitigated, I'm going to go off the 80. I'm going to laugh if I don't get filled, but we'll see. So this is where I'm looking. All right. So what is it? A 1.5 pip stop. All right. That's what I'm looking to play. Let's see if it comes back and hits it. Oh, I'm going to be upset if it didn't. It came to the 50, didn't it? Son of a gun. Yep. It is what it is. This is why you don't get greedy sometimes. But yeah, so it did come to the 50 of the 6. You know, that's ultimately, what was it? A 3.3 pip stop. All right. 3.3. Yeah. Your PS was my SC. No. Yeah. Think about it. Where, at what point did you see the change of character, right? For me, this is the change. And actually, yeah. Hold on, because I moved. This was the change of character for me. It defined the trading range, right? It defined the trading range. So yeah, that's how I would have played it off this 6-minute candle. It has all the volume, and I would have taken, you know, I'm not going to get greedy. 3.3, I can handle it. 3.3 pip stop. All right. David caught it. Awesome, man. Awesome. It's about time he caught something. You caught it too? All right. Awesome. Good. You got demoted to YouTube. And there's opening if you want on it. There's some openings on it. So anyway, where we're at now, I still don't think this is going to hold. All right. I still don't think it's going to hold. I want to see it come lower. Now, if it doesn't, like what happens next for NJ? Like what's the next move? Well, look at the order flow. So if we make a new high, right? If we make a new high, then we can play off of something in here, right? And just keep walking it up, all right? But we need to make this high. Like price needs to respect here, you know, because we did trade into this, make a new high, and then work our way up, all right? Albert got promoted. Trying to look for ranges to clearly understand if my SC or BC for it to be. Always just ask yourself when you're looking at defining, all right, is this my BC or SC? Just sit back for a second and go, do I see a change, right? Is there a change of momentum, right? Is price starting to go sideways? If it is starting to go sideways, use it. You know, there's nothing wrong. Well, we were on the 6, right? There's nothing wrong with you saying this was your first SC. Nothing wrong with it. But the minute we come down and you can see that we have a clearly defined trading range, great. You know, great. Now, at what point, like say, let's just say this, right? Let's go to the 5-minute and maybe I'll help you guys out with this, right? So let's say, let me hide this. Let's say you said this was your SC and this is your ST, right? And then this is your ST, okay? At what point did price break structure, okay? Because if this is your low, right? If this is your low, and then we'll call this or this your previous low, this is structure. So at no point do you break structure. So then what happens? Then price comes down and makes potentially a spring. So if price creates a spring, this is now your structure point. We break structure. I mean, all day long, look at this 1 minute, right? All day long, I'd be playing off of this 1 minute right here. Oh, hold on. I didn't even look at the 1 minute. The 6 minute for me was where I was at. But all day long, I'd be playing off that 1 minute right here. You know, that 1 minute right there. All right. Since my entries are based off the breakup structure outside the trading range, can I move my BC or S? Yeah, absolutely. As long as it makes sense. It's got to be logical. Yeah, absolutely. All right. All right. Perfect. Okay. So that's NG. Let's go to UCAD. And I know Sango had an awesome, I think it was Sango had a freaking, bro, had this buy right here. This buy was top notch, man. Dude, I was happy he caught that. Oh, what's up, Yuri, man? How you doing? I understand price structure and price should be key instead of trying to fit a schematic. Yeah, absolutely, bro. You got it. Structure and price action. Understand what's happening in the schematic, right? That is the key. So on UCAD, let's just look at it from like this perspective, right? 4 hour. No questions asked. We're bearish, right? We're bearish. All right. I was looking for price in this H4 candle. Why am I looking at it in that H4 candle? Because it's also the daily candle, right? It's also the daily candle, and it is off of the schematic, right? If we're looking at the schematic, we have our drives, right? If this was the low and this was the previous low, this was the high. We're still bearish. This is not a break of structure by structure means, right? This isn't a break of structure. It's a break of the schematic structure. What caused that? This slingshot area. So this is why this is my first point of interest. If we don't go into that point of interest, I'm coming down here. Okay. So now come down to a lower time frame. And here, I'll just show you what Sango caught today, bro, because I know he's not on the call, man, but it was rock solid, man. So what did he catch? He caught this move right here. So we have a reaccumulation, right? You can see 1, 2, 3 drives. We have our creek. This is the shakeout, right? Institutional. This is ultimately the shakeout. So I took 50%, you know, I set it up as a 50% move. You could have gone off the open, whichever you wanted to do. It was a 0.6 pip stop loss, or it was a 1 pip. So either 1 pip or a 0.6 pip stop loss, whichever you wanted to play off of. And obviously this went for a little higher. I probably off the intraday move, I would have been quick to take some profits, but this was a 1 to 60, 1 to 59.7, 41 pips off of that. Right. And then obviously it just collapsed. You caught it too on the 2 minute. Perfect, bro. Perfect. Oh, but you took a break even. No, bro. Listen, you can't take a break even on that. You know, think about it. This thing is bearish as can be, right? You're up 1 to 15, 1 to 20. You got to take something off the table. All right. You got to take something off the table. So what am I looking at for UCAD? Well, my point of interest, I'll tell you right now, my point of interest on UCAD and why this 4 hour, remember it's a 4 hour slingshot, but inside of this slingshot, we have an accumulation right here, right? So if we go into the shenanigans right here, let's go down to 4 minute, right? You can see the schematic, right? Hopefully everybody can see the schematic. Trading range, right? 1 drive, a couple STs, another ST, we finally get our spring. Spring break structure. For me, I don't know if this is a valid test of the spring. Could it have been? I mean, it could have been this is the move that created it, but we have reason to come down in here, right? We have reason for price to come down. All right. Yes, in order to get such a tight stop, you want to find confluence in multiple time frames. The lower, the better. All right, the lower, the better. I mean, you don't always have to go. What was it? AJ 2 weeks ago, off of the 50% of the 4 hour candle was I think it was a 12 or 11 pip stop. So, I mean, yes, I complained about the stop loss, but the entry happened while I slept, you know? So, you know, I'm not going to complain that while I slept, I wake up and I'm up a 1 to 10, you know? But yeah, you want to go to the lower time frame. All right. So this schematic to me immediately tells me there's demand in this area. Orders got filled. A bunch of orders got filled here on UCAD. All right. So this is my point of interest, right? This is my point of interest. This is where I want to look. I think, let's see, Juan said something's going on with UCAD. Yeah, look at this. Look at UCAD. Look at UCAD. Now, I know it accumulated on the 1 minute, and it did it. Yeah, look at this. Look at this shenanigans, man. Pay attention when brokers do this. So this happened. This happened at 4:50 my time, and I think in my Discord I said it was going to happen at 4:58. So I was off by 8 minutes. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. You can't do anything with it. Yeah. Is this the spring? Yeah, this was the spring. For me, this was the spring. This is our trading range right here. This was the SC, the ST, the ST. This really didn't test anything, you know, and then we came down and created a spring, but we came back and mitigated without a breaker structure. So none of this is garbage. None of this would have been an entry for me, right? And what we're seeing here, like all of this, nothing interests me here. So yeah, let's go to a 5 minute. Let's just see. Yeah, nothing interests me here. I'd be more now, what can we see happening here, right? We got 1, 2, 3 drives, maybe something like this, have a creek. And if we make a new high, if we have a shakeout candle, something like that, maybe this is the London opportunity right here, right? You could see that we're potentially looking at a redistro. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have a UTAG. This is the trading range. Have a creek, let it do its thing. I would wait for the break of structure here, make them a new high, come down and go higher. I would really prefer if this high can get taken. So if it walks itself down and then breaks above here, taking out this high, because this is 5 minute structure, right? Then take out the shakeout mitigation and go higher. All right. Yeah. Yeah. All right. That's how I'm looking at it. All right. Who's in? No. Yeah. If you're on my YouTube, just go into like my info or my profile on YouTube, and you'll see the Discord link to the public Discord. Yeah. You can jump on it. All right, Ray. Have a good one, man. Peace out. So UCAD, yeah. This is absolutely, man. Absolutely. If I can help one person, man, that's my goal. So, if there's one person out there that's getting some info from this, great. So yeah. Pay attention to this during London. All right. I am looking for buys. We're in an area. You could see my 4 minute candle and we're so close. So maybe this is the reason that we come boom into that 4 minute break structure and do something like that. All right. Yeah. So just keep an eye on it. Now, if this area doesn't hold, right, don't try to keep buying it. All right. Because if this area doesn't hold, this is just our slingshot area. All right. I'm looking for us to come down here. All right. I'm looking for us to come down here. So yeah. Pay attention to UCAT. All right. And then lastly, UJ. Bro, UJ's a long ways away. Hold on. UJ is a long ways away. We are 100 pips away. I'm looking for UJ down in here. You can see my H1 candle right here. I'm looking for UJ to come way down here, but we're 100 pips. And UJ moves almost as slow as NZD Chef. So yeah. Nothing really on UJ. I'm actually going to probably bounce it to my secondary list. I know somebody wanted to look at indices. I'll tell you, I do have a setup on S&P, but man, we're a ways away. So we have a little liquidity. I don't know if you guys can tell on my emojis, but we have a little liquidity sitting here. But on the 5 minute, and this is a good point, right? This is what I talked about. Like, is it worth my risk or reward? So I was looking. You raised a hand. Why'd you raise a hand, bro? Hold on. What do you got? I don't know. You have a question, bro? Oh, well. This was your bread today on NAS and US30. What were you doing, Yuri? You were buying or selling? Buying? Yeah, I mean, so here's the problem though, right? Like I was looking, like here, let's just look at this, right? So I was looking at a potential buy off of this, right? Off this candle here. And I mean, we left a ton of equal lows, but even to like the 3,900 range was only a 5-to-1 for me, you know? Like where I was looking, I wanted this reaccumulation right here. I wanted price, and I still have my alert sitting here. I still want price to come into here so I can buy it up, right? Like Yuri, what was your R to R today on US30? What were we able to snag on it? A 1 to 11? Yeah, okay. I mean that's good. What was it right after New York Open, right? So I'm guessing. Oh yeah, I see. Did you catch it off of this candle right here? Do I ever remove my alerts? I do. Yeah. But I still, I mean, that to me is a valid just see how large of a area that reaccumulation was. So, you know, it was US30. Ah, okay. Yeah, let's go to US30, bro. I'm guessing it was off of this, right? What time frame? 5 minute? Let's go. Let's see. Ah, look at that, bro. Look at that. Yuri, I'm gonna have to check the Discord, man. Did you post the chart? What are your thoughts in trading and taking trades based off bigger time frames? No, you can take them off bigger time frames. I mean, sure. For me, like if you notice, like some of these schematics are off 4 hours. You know, GA was off a daily schematic. I just went down on the lower time frame to really find the entry. But you can, you know, you can take it off a 4 hour. You're just going to be using a 25 pip stop loss, you know, a 30 pip stop loss. When do I remove a limit order? I mean, typically I remove them when either it's invalidated or like I just don't want to trade it anymore, that pair. I can't look at EA. EA to me is gone. It's dead to the world, right? I can't look at EA. NU, I can look at NU, but it should be pretty similar to the AU setup I looked at. And CADJ. CADJ, wait for the sells in the weekly candle. That's all I'm going to tell you. Go to the weekly, wait for the sells from there. I see NG again, so I can screen. Yeah, I'll pull up NG again. Yeah. Yep. All right, let's see what Yuri had. Hold on, bro. Yuri can catch some moves, man. Let's see. So this was your entry right here, right? This was your entry. Oh, hold on. That was your entry right here. Yeah. Yeah, I figured it was off the 5 minute. Let's look. Hold on. Let's get down to the 1 minute. Hold on. I want to see what the 1 minute did. Looky, bro. So what do we have? We have 1 drive, 2 drive, 3 drive, right? Just wait for the break of structure. So I definitely could tell you. Hold on. Let's see what time frame that was. I'll see what candle it was. Hold on. 2 minute. No, not all the volume. 3 minute. Look at that 3 minute right there. I bet we can do better though. Oh, son of a gun, I came into that 4 minute. Either way, it doesn't matter. Like that, this 3 minute candle is what I would have played right here. I would have played that 3 minute candle. What are we talking? Let's see. It didn't come to 50% though. That's the only thing that sucks. Even if we took off the 4 minute open, there wasn't balance. What is that? It's a 32 point stop. That's it. 33 point. Yeah, bro, that was a good move. Yeah. Yep. And not only that, but like, so we broke. So that was entry number 1. You made a new high, and you're looking to play off of this. And I think it was the 1 minute, right? You got in off the 1 minute, right in here. You got off in that. Yeah, look at that 2 minute. Just 2 minute candles where I would have played right there. I guarantee you. I'm going to change my name from Fibs and Profits to like something with like 50%, maybe 50%. That's what I'm going to name myself. Like 50 cent, but 50%. We'll see. Right there. That was the entry. That would have been a nice little. That would have been a nice little thing. What time was this at? This was at 11:10. That's why. I was at the chiropractor, man. There you go. 17-point stop. That was a 17-point stop with the confirmed break of structure and order flow change. Yeah. Yep. Where did it break structure? So here's your low, right? Here's your previous low, right? So like here, I'll put the come on. Yeah, right there. So that's why you got the break of structure. So I would have taken off of this because this clearly mitigated into that. Now, there you go. Yep. Yeah, you got it. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, no worries. You got it. Yeah, this would have been the entry for me. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'll be honest, like there is no like long-term plays on the indices for me, man. Like they're just all over the place. Look at this. Jeez, man. And then so here, look what happened here. We got another attempted redistro, or attempted distro that turned into a reaccumulation. But we're just so high. Like there's no play. Like yeah, there's no play. For me, I would rather just trade the currencies and get a 1 to 50 than try to fight this crap. Yeah, I mean, we're at all-time highs. This is ridiculous. Yeah. Let's see. Someone wants to see CAJ real quick. So here's CAJ. Let me just give you a little perspective on CAJ. All right. And NJ2. Yeah, we'll get to NJ2. Listen, CAJ, don't do anything with CAJ. This is just my opinion, right? I've been waiting since May. I'm going to continue to wait a couple more days. When you get into this weekly box, look for the distro. Don't try to sell this until you get up here. All right. This right here is where you gotta wait for. All right. Wait for confirmations of distribution here, then we sell down. All right. Trust me. Just trust me. All right. Wait for trust me, you want to catch the 1,000 pip move, right? Join me, right? Join me in the 1,000 pip extravaganza. All right. Because I'm waiting. I got my alert up here. We're waiting. When we get up there, we're going to sell it. All right. Trust me. Forgot the YouTube. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I'm doing like 7 things at once. All right. Multitasking here. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, don't fall. Listen, don't fall for the shenanigans that you think it's selling off. Okay. I'll tell you right now, go to the 4-hour. We're in reaccumulation. All right. Don't get suckered out by this move right here. Don't think that it's going to leave without you. All right. I can guarantee you one thing. All right. I can guarantee you one thing. And there's not absolutes in trading, right? There's no absolutes. However, this low was printed March 9th, 2020. They systematically created a complex pullback so they can mitigate out of this weekly candle that created this monstrosity of a move, right? Okay. Hear me out. Right? There's a method to this madness. All right. They did not spend, right? They did not spend the last 336 days, okay, to come 15 pips shy, all right, of the weekly candle. Now, do I think it's going to react off the weekly? I think we're going to come into the weekly, right? Because if you go to the daily, right? If you go to the daily, we have imbalance, right? But they didn't come 336 days to come 15 pips shy of where they're in drawdown. Okay. Let it come into the box. Let's wait for a really nice distribution, and then we're going to walk it down. All right. We're going to walk it down. Trust me. Okay. I've been waiting a long time. I can wait a couple more days. All right. And then NJ here. Hold on. I'll just throw NJ in the chat for you guys, bro. All right, so NJ, see. What time frame was I looking? Oh wait, that's NZD CAD NJ. Hold on. All right. Okay, so it's off the 4-minute candle, but this is how I got it marked up. All right, there you go. There's NJ. And then if you want, I mean, just go to the lower time frame. Right, just go to lower time frame. It's right in here. And then off of this, right? Off of this, you just want to wait for a break. If we break above, then we're confirming the order flow. All right. All right, cool. Well, listen, I mean, that's pretty much all I got. You know, it's a Tuesday, early in the week. Thursday is my big day, but tomorrow I'm looking at some trades. All right. You know, keep in mind that, you know, there's not a lot of news this week. So, you know, volatility might not go crazy, but there's always the chance, especially if you live over in the US, you know, there's a lot of talks on like stimulus bills and stuff that can definitely influence the dollar. Okay. I would just keep that in mind. All right. If there's any last minute questions, you know, hey, throw them in now. Because if not, I'm going to call it a night. You know, we've had a really good run. Hopefully I was able to answer, you know, all of the questions that you guys wanted. And yeah, that's all I got. Let's see. Good. No questions. Oh, NU? Yeah. So here, NU. I'll tell you right now, it's on my secondary watch list for a reason, right? Oh, and I say gold too, but gold, I'll tell you right now, is a mess. Gold's a mess. All right. NU. NU, I've got an alert right up here because I want to see what happens in here. All right. If we distribute in here, I would potentially sell it down. All right. I favor AU. AU I favor for buys. All right. This, not so clean. All right. This isn't as clean as AU. So I prefer AU. That's why this bad boy is sitting right up here on my secondary, not on my primary. All right. He's in AAA. He hasn't been called up to the majors for a reason. So I don't like the price action on it. All right. Do I see a schematic on NU? Nothing yet. Nothing yet. You know, was this a schematic over here? Yeah. 3 drives, right? Potentially, this is the reaccumulation, right? We've jumped the creek. What we need now to do is we need a break above this high, right? So that's why I have this alert here. If we distribute out of this 4 hour, then you can take it down. If you're waiting for buys, you got to wait for it to take out this high. All right. And we're just dealing with a lot of price action, right? A lot of distance to cover. So for me, AU has confirmations. All right. EA, I'm telling you, I don't have EA. I don't even have EA. Oh, look, wait. I take it back. I do have EA here because it's garbage. I'm not doing anything with EA. I'm not doing, listen, nothing about EA tells me anything. All right. Do I do live trades sometimes? Yeah, I do live trades with my team. Here, if EA comes up here into this distro, sell it. That's what I got on EA. If it comes, and I've only been waiting since the middle of December for that. If EA comes into this area, sell it from there. But that's all I got. I'm not buying EA. I don't recommend anybody buy EA. This thing has fallen off the earth. Okay. We are, just look at the big redistribution this is in. All right. Yeah, for me, EA, no, I'm good. Let's see. Would GA be worth putting the limit back on? I'll put the limit on before I go to bed. So, you know, I would say for me, I'll be going to bed around 10:30, 11 Eastern. So I will put the limit order back on. If price is not in that area, I'll put the limit order on and just see if I get triggered during London. But I'm prepared to take the loss on the higher entry and just wait for the lower. I'll tell you this, my lower entry is there. I have a limit order on the lower entry. All right. What time do I wake up? I say I wake up at 5:30 in the morning, but it's sometimes 7, sometimes 7:30. So yeah, I try to wake up early, but yeah, listen, you only need 1 or 2 trades a week, and when you catch those 1 or 2 trades a week, and you catch some massive profits, you can say you're going to wake up at 5:30, but you end up waking around 7:30. So today I got up early. I did. Listen, I was up at like 6:30, 6:45. So yeah. What time do I start trading? So my thing is I wake up, I have some coffee, I do about 35, 40 minutes of yoga, get stretched out, get my mind right, and then I sit down and I start looking at what London did and if any of my setups are still valid. So I'm a New York trader, right? Those days of me trading, like getting up for London, are long gone. Yeah. Oh, very good. Yes. So, and I know there's a lot of new people on the call. We are doing so. I'm teaming up with Yuri from Furious Snipers. We're doing a boot camp. All right. We are doing a boot camp and it's designed not for like the novice trader. I'll tell you right now, like you want to have like that initial doctrine of smart money. Definitely I would, let me just pull up the flyer for it, but I posted on my IG. All right. I posted on my IG, it's March 20th. We're doing it. It's a Saturday, because I know a lot of people messaged me saying that during the week was going to be tough because we were going to do it on a Thursday. All right. But definitely, I just want to pull up the flyer. Yeah, there it is. Oh, hold on. Come on. Okay. Here it is right here. Give me a sec. Let me do a new share. Bam. Okay. So this is the flyer. All right. If you guys are interested, either, and you can see Yuri's IG handle is on there. All right. As soon as it pops up, there it is. Yuri's IG thing is there. Or you can hit me on IG. All right. And we'll send you the link, but it's March 20th. All right. We're doing it. It's a Saturday. We're doing it in the afternoon Central Time. We're doing it, I believe it's 2 p.m. So it's still going to be early for, everybody in Europe and stuff. You guys in Australia, my bad, man. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning, I think, but it's all good. So definitely, if you guys want the information, hit me up. All right, hit me up or hit Yuri up on IG, and we'll definitely send you the info. Okay, but I know a lot of people were asking for it. They wanted a really good crash course. It's going to be a pretty lengthy boot camp. All right. Do I trade Bitcoin? I do, but I haven't traded it in a couple of weeks because it missed my buy order. All right. 445. Oh yeah, for that buy. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Because I did get up. I got up late for Zach McDonald did a London session at 4 a.m. I got up a little late for it. Okay. Will it be recorded? The boot camp? There will be a recording of the boot camp. Yeah. So just hit me up for the information. All right. And I think that's it. Yeah. Phone going off already. Yeah, bro. I know. It is. Cool. All right, guys. Well, listen, thanks for jumping on. Hopefully I could share some knowledge with you guys, and, definitely jump into that public Discord. There's a lot, I can tell you right now, a lot of you guys that have jumped in the last 2-3 months, tremendous accomplishment on how you guys are maturing in your trading career. I know it's definitely tough sometimes because we definitely do have a lot of people in it now. But every Sunday and Tuesday we're going to keep doing these calls. If you can jump on the Zoom, jump on. If not, YouTube Live it, man. I try to keep up with the YouTube Live side, so definitely appreciate it. Awesome. And if you guys got any questions, hit me up on IG. I try to answer them. Listen, but be patient, because sometimes, I think the other day I had something like 600 or 700 messages. All right. So, definitely I try to get back to them. All right. Awesome. I appreciate you guys. enjoy, and I will definitely catch you guys, in the chats.